hanging out with us in the close, because there's likely be more catalysts coming here as the news develops. Again, guys, big day today on the markets. We had an IPO that was not really well received over here. We can show them quickly here, Assassino. The price action, I ended up taking the trade. Not a bad look. We took a buck on it, but definitely not a positive day for me. We're still in negative territory right now. Making it back a little bit, though, here on my friend KLTO. So we're in the money nicely here, and it just keeps finding resistance at that $0.25, guys. So without further ado, we made up a minute of that.
Yeah, we got a minute. No, but guys, no, I wasn't. I've used it. So on Client Portal is where I do most of my executions. That's where I know how to use it. On my other platform, I didn't know how to pull up the actual chart. But no, very, very rarely. No, I'm definitely not blind trading or anything like that. I use it on Client Portal, and I just look at the chart. It's obviously heavily correlated. But yeah, I mean, there we go. We got a minute 30. We're just cutting into the overtime. Are we good to go there?
I think the boys are ready.
They're ready to rock and roll. Let's go, James.
All right, I'll see everybody at the green screen.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're having
chiming in.
Yeah, we're having some good times. Yeah, we had a bad experience on Chime. I went to the gym, left an order in. I didn't think we'd have it, and then came back and had a $3 loss on that. So that kind of sucked. Here, I'll show you. CHYM. The thing is that we had sized down, which was kind of good about it. But there it was right there. If I was here, I probably would have had the same sort of fate as my friend over there, because it does go up $1, and you know the trade actually works. But then, yeah, once, and this is it, right? Once it breaks its IPO price of 43, then its downside, I came back and was like, I have shares. So I punched out immediately there at 40. And then I was like, oh, if it breaks 38.50, I'll get out. Then if it breaks 38, or sorry, that was 39, sorry. And if it broke 38.50, then we wanted, that's 39 there. And then there's 38.50. So fortunately, it's going to be a fail for me, but that's like a keystroke error, mental, like, you know, should not have been looking there. Because I wasn't here, right? So you never want to put in. They all seem to come out around that.
You even said you thought you canceled it. I think.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I didn't even. I wasn't even checking it out. Like there I am in the gym. I went to the sauna, this and that, and it's just like I'm looking up. I came back to the locker there. Was looking up different stocks. I looked up Nvidia because I'm still short Nvidia right now, and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't even. Like Chime was not even on my radar, but you know what? I mean, that's yeah. We'll just flush ourselves down the toilet. I mean, we talked about making some mistakes, but I guess in hindsight, or the saving grace is that it was not.
Crazy.
I had gone down in size because of the value kept going up, and I was like, I don't know. But yeah, welcome right now again. Okay, so that's that. I'll talk all about that. Like we'll talk about that IPO and get going on that. All right, so we are right into another spot right here with Palantir. If this breaks too much lower right here than 135.40, we're gonna have to get out. So we are now into this name at 135.60. Look, it had bled back in here. I was trying to play off of this bottom, but it came in pretty quickly. Even as I was just discussing that with you, we dropped down 25 cents, trying to play the long. I got the hat on, trying to play the long off of the 200 period moving average. And right now I'm like, okay, well that just went down. So we don't want to ever add into mistakes, but it's at a level right here where I'm thinking like, okay, if we break below, then yeah, then we're toast. So let's wait. There's a little bit of a battle back on that one. We're still short Nvidia. Oh boy, that was a good trade there. We loaded up. Probably too many shares there. Came all the way back in. We got a good fill. We got some more. Now we'll wait to see what Nvidia is going to do as we're getting lighter and lighter on that position. Really, my whole focus now, fortunately or unfortunately, is on Palantir. So let's see if we can get back to Greensville. We're flat on this trade right now, but that's only because we punched in right there. Palantir has been going downside. We're going to get the news in our ear. We're going to get this all ready to rock and roll. Yeah, we're going to watch out for some PLTR here. I'm a little bit, I made a coffee, didn't even have a sip of it. So I got to get ready to go here one more time and get my AirPods. Thing is when you sync them with your phone, they kind of stay there until I resync. And now we are we have re-sunk, reconnected, synced up.
I don't know what the re for the sync is, but
NSync.
NSync.
Okay, so that's what we are. We are now NSynced with our AirPods, I'm just gonna load it up so I can hear the show. And there we go. We're locked and loaded. All right, Palantir. Yeah, man, we are now 1 penny in the money. Hallelujah. We'll wait to see if we get a little bit of an upside play there. That 200 period is 74. And again, no matter the share size that you have, and I think that you and I talk about this all the time as well, you know, it's important that you follow some kind of rules. And right there, if we can, I mean, as soon as we celebrate that we're in the money, it cracks back down 15 cents and it's about to shut me out. Unbelievable. Not shut me out of the day, just out of this trade. Right now, down goes Palantir for now. We'll be patient. We'll look for some more trades, but those are the ones I'm in right now, and I'll discuss them. The TQQ trade is an older one from the morning, so we're waiting for something to happen here. But again, the Nasdaq, like we started the day. Remember, we were up about, I think it was about 0.4, 0.3 as we started, and then the market, you know, kind of cracked in there. Where's the open rate? So there's the move up on the PCI. We did have, no, that's not the market open. Oh no, it is the market open right there. Yeah, okay, actually we just kept on going upside right now. There's something I'm not reading properly here. Where was the market open? Right here. Yeah. Okay, so we did have a nice upside move. Yeah. Now we're back down. Okay, it's because we started to go down in the pre-market there. Okay, yeah, so we actually started the day, it's my bad. No, we started the day red, remember? That's where we were looking. I was looking to short, right. I was looking to short NVIDIA. I was looking to short Apple, all of those names, duh. Yeah, so the market ended up short and then now upside. Let's see if we can continue the day through now. There goes Palantir right back to Flatsville. So we need something to go there. I'll get it all figured out at some point. And if not, whatever, man, you just take over for the next 3 hours and be okay. Yeah. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah, get it, Obi, by the way. Okay, so I'll get some out here. I'm going to take some out at 69er because why not, man? The last time it kind of stopped there. So we'll wait to see if we can get a little bit higher. Remember, I'm at 73s. Watch, it's going to stop there probably, Obi. This is what happens. Let's go, Palantir. I'm wearing the hat. I'm wearing the hat.
Yeah, he's wearing
Fill me.
Come on. There you go, right there.
No, it didn't get filled, I don't think.
I thought.
Oh, we did get filled.
Yeah, I thought I saw another triangle.
You did. You just saw another triangle
like,
show up. Okay.
Hey, there's the fill.
Wow, someone's about to get hurt real bad if that didn't happen right there. But okay, Obi.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How's your swim?
Oh yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So I thought I had my. This is not a good day, man. Oh man, the Chime IPO. Actually, everything else has been okay. Yeah, so I had all my swim trunks and my towel and everything like that. You know, the flip flops, this and that. Everything's fine. Okay, but because I was waiting for Chime, I thought it was going to open up.
Yes.
We had 1,000 shares there of NVIDIA. I didn't want to leave it. We talked about that kind of trade, so I let that settle down. So I stayed. That was a good trade.
Good hold.
Yeah, it was all right. And then I was like, okay, I'll leave a couple shares on, whatever, and go. But it was 11:20. The swimming stops. They do different programming in the pool at noon.
Okay, right.
So they clear everybody out at like 10 to noon. So by the time I got there, there was no point in doing any swimming. Right. So I was like, okay, no problem. You know, I'll just be like Sharif, lift 5 times my body weight, whatever. Bench it, of course. You know, that's
casual day at the gym.
Normal, yeah. And then, anyways, I open up my bag. And yeah, of course, you know, the wife did laundry. I don't have my stuff with me. So I have nothing. All I have is my bathing suit and this and that.
You can work out in the swim trunks.
I didn't even have, like, all I've got underneath is a little, yeah, I know I could have Sharifed it. I could have just gone bare-chested and everything in the gym. But thing is, all I have underneath is, like, undershirt. Yeah. Like sleeveless, they call them wife somethings. I don't want to, you know. Yeah, so that's the only thing that I had on. So I'm like, I'm not rolling around in the, I don't know. I was like, I didn't feel.
I mean, that's gangster.
It's too gangster for me. Yeah.
Come on.
So I could have done that. But instead, I just went to the sauna. So I went in and out of the sauna. I sat in there for about 10, 15 minutes, had a cold shower, you know, was thinking about my trades, trying to like get into that Zen moment, do a little spa treatment action there.
Solid.
Then more naked dudes came in the sauna, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. But no, it was fine, and it was fun. I'm not even in the chat, by the way, so I gotta do this. But yeah, anyway, so it was a sauna day. Nice. Then I hopped on the scale, and I was down 2 pounds. So I was down 2 pounds from the last time that I checked it. I forgot that Sharif was just sitting over here. I'm doing all this little ramble on right there again. But okay, so I'm now in the chat. Hello, everybody. Man,
that's going off with the.
What is it? What is the chat? What is the chat like? Oh, the tank top. What you want me to show it? Like, see, I got. You kind of. Okay. Oh shit! You can see too much there. Too much exposed. Only traders.
The OG.
Can't wait to OnlyFans IPOs.
Oh boy, that would be.
It is going to.
It's definitely going to be oversubscribed.
It's going to be. How much is it per?
One of the best.
Oh, how much is it per subscription on that? You know.
I mean, I charge like $30 a month.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean that's not bad.
Oh, send the link, bro. I want to see what you post up. What do you post up? Charts? What are you posting up over there?
You have to, if you know, you know.
And
I can't wait for that IPO either. But, no, they're probably definitely going to be IPOing. They make way too much money.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying it's yeah, that is. It's not like a rumor. Like they are going to be IPOing. I'm hopefully sooner rather than later. I wonder what we would. He already has an OnlyFans. We're not doing. We're not doing anything with 5,000 likes. Come on, man.
You find me, but you know. There will be charts involved.
Joe will
Don't get me wrong.
Joe's down with OnlyFans apparently over there. So, you know, these guys like to do their thing. So we shout out to Midday Show. Okay. Speaking about OnlyFans, only Randy is in the building. Oh, Randy, I think that worked.
That's the new.
We fixed the dash cam /Sentry mode.
Oh, on.
Yeah. So now anybody comes near the car, you're getting videotape whack.
Oh, okay, yeah. That kind of Sentry. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Solid. Good stuff.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So,
all right. All right. Let's go. Let's go over and talk to Sharif and figure out what these guys actually want us to talk about.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every day. Obi, he may or may not have an OnlyFans account. Him and Sean, they're locked and they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there is to join Joseph and I on the Midday Show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. But you got to be a subscriber in order to vote and engage in general in the chat. Here's a look at all 4 major averages. The only one negative on the day, the Russell 2000, bottom left of your screen right there, down to the tune of almost 1/3%. Kind of the opposite story up top, where the NQ and the ES are up 0.3% respectively. This one, the Dow, started off the only negative major average on the day. As a result of Boeing, it's been able to recover into positive territory, now up 0.17%. Not a bad look there. Let's have a look, though, at the first ticker as decided by you guys. NVIDIA, and the reason I have the AMD headline up there, obviously because they're a competitor, but Lisa Su sees the processor market exceeding, boys, $500 billion within a few years.
Yeah, that news was absolutely wild.
Tell me when it's trillions.
Yeah. But AMD off of that news did a crazy shake and bake there. Right here, look at that. That's we'll go to a 1 minute chart.
Oh, wow.
So this is when that
Why is NVIDIA not falling?
I saw this action and I was like, oh boy, what a stall on that pop, and look at that stall kind of following through with a false break and then breaking through day low. Not that clean, but on the way to the downside now. NVIDIA, I thought NVIDIA would probably, move around on that. Look at that, not even budging on that at all. NVIDIA is just like, yeah, I really, really don't care about that. Look at that beautiful, nice, strong base 144s. Higher time frame, just stepping up. You can see this thing's just been grinding to the upside, especially post earnings, as well as again we got that April bottom as well. Again, a lot of stocks, just nice, beautiful trend to the upside. And NVIDIA, it seems like it's poised for that 145 earlier today. I know you saw it. I know I saw it. A lot of size sitting at that 145, tens of thousands of lots sitting at that.
No, I know. That's why I hammered it, dude.
Yeah, and then we saw Sean get into that beautiful short there against that size, and then bring it back down into VWAP. So let's see, going into the end of the day, are we going to crack through that size? I have no idea, but I'm watching. We're only trading about a quarter away, and the buildup has been quite nice for the majority of the day as well. Looking a little distinctly different from some of the rest of the Mag 7s here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sideways.
Yeah, no, for sure. What's up, Dorothy? Yeah, Sean is a Speedo man. Yeah, no, I don't wear. That
would be awkward if you're working out at the gym in your Speedo. Then that's. I mean.
What? What's wrong with that, Obi?
I mean, if there's like an outdoor beach, like on Miami with like a gym there.
Yeah, when you went to Miami, what were you rocking out there?
Shorts. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to swim too fast, Yeah. I got to save the Speedo for special occasions.
Right. Got you. Okay, so yeah, no.
Oh boy.
Look, NVIDIA was one of those things where, I wasn't thinking positive today for NVIDIA. We talked about we wanted the 143 short, then we wanted the 144 short based on where we sort of closed yesterday. So the first trade was no good. We didn't make money on that, but oh God. But I think that we were doing quite well on this trade until eventually it broke 144. And then we just put on our patient hat. And then when that came through, it was kind of like the rest was history there, because we did see what I thought was millions of shares up there. When I saw that, then this is what entailed after that. We just put on a bunch of shares, and we were basically made it all back up positive on Nvidia, even just on a 30-cent move. Like, we lost a couple times into there, but because of the shares that we had, it wasn't even that much. We weren't dug in a deep hole. Really, but that was good. And then we got another piece out right there. I had orders layered down here as we were in the gym in our tank top, coming all the way back down here, 144, 143.60, bringing it back in. It just never went, as you said. The bottom was in at 144. That was great. Like, what a great long. Today, the longs, and of course, I'm stuck short. The longs have been so good. So when we came back in from the gym and we sort of saw all of this, I was like, okay, I'll take the 50, I'll take the 50. Then it started to break above. We started to get some more out. So right now, I am less than 10% of the position in right here. If it falls off, great. Other than that, man, we're punching out at a 145 break and probably going long. But I need to have the market with me. I'm done, like, taking breakouts without the market. Like, it's just, you need to have some sort of extra juice here. And right now, although I love Nvidia, it's not enough love right now for me to break that 145 and put significant amount of risk into that long. We've seen so many breaks and fakes that I'm probably not going to do that. So hopefully the market for Nvidia follows where AMD is, and we can cash out of some of this long, some of this short. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's been a long all day and a great move, man. Congratulations to anybody that hit that 144. Right there. It was a great long, and if you have it, you had VWAP there, you had multiple touches down there, so now you're 70 cents in the money on what should be a big trade if you have it. So AMD, the complete other way. AMD is still tanking as we speak right now. So there you go. Yeah, I know there's an event notice there, but yeah, there it is. So there's the move down on AMD. So this one may continue, right? So we'll wait as the market's giving back some now as well. So bye AMD. Oh shoot,
GameStop's halted.
Which talk?
GameStop is.
Let me go.
At the chart right now. I'm pretty sure it's halted.
Hold on. We just got to do something quickly, and then we'll go over to AMD. Okay, Andre, here we go. All right, so easy trading computers. Traders, are you ready to fully optimize the computer you're using for trading on every day? Well, Easy Trading Computers and Trader TV have teamed up to bring you an exclusive sale on the world's most powerful AI-ready computers for trading. This limited time desktop and laptop sale includes exclusive performance upgrades, bonus gear, and the best part, the 0% financing. And it's only for you, the Trader TV viewers. Please scan that QR code, enter your email, and unlock access before it's gone. This exclusive sale is actually ending today at 5 p.m. So if you're interested in this, check it out, scan the QR code immediately, and get involved with Easy Trading Computers. We want to thank them for hooking up and giving us the opportunity to offer that deal, get the bundle, get the financing. It's almost done. So if you haven't scanned it yet, just go have a look, see what's available from Easy Trading Computers. We want to thank them. But okay, so as the market comes back in.
Literally today.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, we have 3 hours. You have 3 hours to grab that. It's not halted yet, no. It's trying to go into halt state.
Look at how it's trading, though.
What is going on?
It's trading so weirdly. Like, you see, that's so unnatural. Like, what's going on there? It's just being stepped down. That's what I'm seeing, right? It's being stepped down.
But why is it stuck here within 1 penny in the last half hour?
Yeah. Market making. I don't know. Look and see what's going on there.
This does not
make any sense.
Yes. I can talk to IROC. I can talk to somebody.
It's trading like, is this a buyout? Like, you know what I mean? It's been a buyout for the past 10 minutes. I don't know.
No, I don't know, because it was kind of doing it here and then it broke the shelf. Look, we know it's SSR here on GameStop, right? But we don't.
It's definitely SSR.
But I don't know why it's doing this. 105 million shares today.
It's almost as if it hit like a limiter.
You can't go short. That's the problem. You have to get filled over here.
Yeah. Interesting.
When it breaks this?
I mean, look, it's done that before too. You see that, like the breakdown.
This is
Like it just keeps.
no, yeah.
consolidating,
People
breaking
are
down.
hitting, but why are there no more sellers? Like why they can't hit the bid?
Yeah.
So somebody is sitting here. I'm gonna say buying like an unbelievable amount of money, but why was there no volume here?
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. Hello, Citadel. What do you got going on over there?
Yeah.
But yeah, something for sure because I don't even know what to do. I could trade midpoint trades, but there's no point because you pay for those. Okay. Well, something's piqued my interest right there. I wonder if we just blast this long if it breaks.
I mean,
okay. All right, let's go back over. I'm now, GameStop is now target number 1. I need to figure out what's going on there because that is messed up. Okay.
definitely unnatural.
Ready to go to the next topic here. Oracle earnings, something about Oracle.
Yeah, guys, they did quite well yesterday on the earnings report, a beat on the top and bottom line and a great guide for full year 25 as well as 26. The market really rewarding them here, guys. Above $200 at the moment and up almost 13.5%.
Thing like that. Oracle. Okay. You traded it. I mean, why don't if you...
I mean, I traded it absolutely horribly. I talked about my plan in the morning, and guess what? I did the total opposite. So, I mean, I guess that's part of why you guys tune in. You guys are learning. You guys can learn what to do and especially what not to do. And guess what? Oracle, the way I traded it in the morning, definitely something not to do. You know, getting a little cheeky with early shorts and then continuing it and giving myself the excuse that, okay, you know, I'm a little light, so I can give it more room. And then, you know, spending a lot more risk on it than I really wanted to. I did get a little heavy here underneath that 200. And then when it comes out like this is where I started kind of trying and stopping out, but a little bit of an average in from I think it was 93s to like 97s for a potential push. Didn't really get what I was looking for. As again, it's very, very strong on the day. We talked about that anchored VWAP as well. Didn't quite come down to there, but you get the gist. Right, you have buyers coming in that's holding an area where you're looking for that continuation, and you see that happen. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to touch the line. That's very arbitrary, but it's just like our buyers still holding this up from the anchored point is the question here because it did gap up, and that was absolutely beautiful. We're holding so well here, Sean, and don't forget these are all-time highs here on Oracle. So let's take a quick look at that higher time frame. Look at this beautiful breakout right here. We had that in the after hours, 190. We talked about that 187, 188 area as a little bit of a hold to see what that does there. And then boom, just a straight grind to the upside for the first hour or so. And since then, Sean, we've just been trading within that upper quartile. Yeah, look at that bid for a straight hour off the open. You did not go wrong if you liked every price to buy in the first hour. But since then, a little bit of a sideways chop, holding that consolidation on top of 200. So Oracle, super strong. Let's see if it continues tomorrow. But that all-time high break, absolutely beautiful, as it did come in pretty nicely.
Okay, well, we're just going to wait for Sharif to get back, and we can start talking about Marvell. We really like Marvell there. I like that stock. Let's go find out what's up with Marvell.
Headline today, Sean, is the headline is not from today, excuse me, it's from yesterday. It was a custom UA link tech to supercharge their AI data centers with obviously scalable performance. That was yesterday's headline, but moving up today nicely, off the highs though, but up 1 1/4.
Look, I mean, Marvell's a stock that, you know, I like, and we've talked about this for a minute. And, yeah, I'm long there just before earnings, took a little bit of a stab there on that play, and didn't work early, but has been working lately. And it's a nice move higher. Obviously, the market's trying to fade out a little bit here. So Marvell, excuse me, being up 1.21%. Let's see if it can hold that move right now. And if it does, then great, but it's not looking like it wants to.
Yeah, the market's pulling back in.
Yeah, NVIDIA's going to stop including China for their forecasts.
Ooh.
It just said. So, okay, I don't think that that's that bad of a deal. But let's just hold on. I'm not going to put out any trades until we see more about that story. But yeah, Marvell's just a smaller player, man. You know, they're big on the server side. They're big into Internet of Things. They're just a different kind of semiconductor than what we're trying to do with AMD and Intel and Nvidia and things like that. So I mean, I like the name. It's been really beat up on the daily chart. And I just think if we're going to try to trade this, there's not too many levels to look at. A good long maybe if the market does come back in 68, 68.50. But yeah, there's that run that it had a couple days ago, all the way to 71 and change, where we were pretty happy with our position. So we're going to have to wait to see if there's anything going on with that now. But 71.25 or so, nice top for Marvell, and pulling back in. I'm like a little bit distracted because I'm trying to figure out like what that next trade is. Palantir just dropped out, and it's a good thing we came out of it. Like, do we even really want to go long right here? There's just more Nvidia news right now, just coming in our ear. So we'll have to wait for it. Doesn't look like I think there's somebody's on CNN right now. I don't know if it's Jensen or what, but there's something going on. Anyways, Nvidia, the forecasts are not going to include the Chinese market, is all that I'm hearing right now. Right, so the AMD event is happening right now. There are new chips available in 2026. We're hearing that story now as well, as they continue to go lower and lower here. But yeah, I mean, I like Marvell. I think it's nice to see that it's actually up today in what appears to be a little bit of a weaker market. So, but anyways, there it goes to the downside right now. Nvidia going higher, so they're not all built the same, right? Nvidia, Marvell, upside, AMD, downside. But anything on the chart for you for Marvell there?
I mean, I'm not really seeing anything too crazy other than the fact that like we've been stepping down since the beginning of the week here. You can see again Marvell pretty strong coming into the end of last week, but the beginning of the week right here 70, 71.23s. Steps down, again, selling off in the morning session right there. Once again on Tuesday, selling off in the morning session with a lower high and making a lower low. And then once again on Wednesday, lower high, lower low. Today is the first day we get that aggressive kind of a bid up along, again, with the rest of the market as well. But guess what? We make a lower high as well. And I guess technically in the pre-market, we did, with that 4 a.m. candle, did make a lower low as well. You can see all that relative volume that's coming in the morning session as well. But holding VWAP pretty well as of right now. Maybe a decent trend break reversion to VWAP that occurred, but it wasn't really involved. But basically,
yeah, big tank in the market.
Yeah, big tanks happening. Who is short
big
right
tings.
now? Tesla already cracking through its day lows. Oh boy, Marvel.
I'm going to go short more. I just went short more Nvidia now. I don't know what that story means. It might not be anything. I have no idea. But the market just tried to crack a little bit lower. We didn't necessarily. I mean, my position completely changed the price because we didn't have that many shares left. And I'm just like, you know what? If we're going to break that 200, because debating going long there, probably should have. It looks like right now. But we're just out 10 cents on that last punch. So let's just wait. We do know that there's a big size up here at 145. So we have 50 cents worth of protection at least. I think that if the market does fall out a little bit, right? The G7 summit opens on June 16th. We're just hearing that in our ear, so maybe there's no deals or anything until then. But we're just going to wait to hear what's going on right now with Nvidia and the rest of them. But yeah, all right. Ethereum's up again apparently, so let's go find out what's going on with Ethereum as the Palantir just cracks 135.
Selling off today, Sean, about 2.5% negatives. Bitcoin's dropping as well, but this is after, that big move up that we've had over a period of days, guys. Not a bad little retracement here for Ethereum. What more can you tell us by looking at the chart?
Yeah, I mean, ETHA, I don't, let me see what's going on here. This is the one that I think we like to look at, right? ETHA, but I'm showing down. ETH up again? Is it up again?
It was this morning. I think.
It was, okay. It's not now, I don't think. Let me just have a quick little look at Ethereum. Yeah, so Ethereum is down today. It's actually the worst one. So that should maybe say Ethereum down again. But it's a nice day, man. 2,700. We haven't seen that in a while. We were hovering around, this got as low as, I think, $1,800 and as high as 4,800. So you're kind of in the middle right now. Still number 2 on the list. But, nice 7-day move for Ethereum, although Bitcoin's kind of right behind it right there. Solana's here at 158. My guy Cardano, 68, not great there. But yeah, I'm not even sure what the news was there. We wait. Here's ETHA. This is what it looks like today. I don't want to throw any shade on the note that's up there, but definitely not. It was never up today. So ETHA and Ethereum, it almost broke that level there of $21. I don't know what that equates to on the actual coin, maybe 2,800, but nice move to the downside right there. Ethereum, Again, I like smart contracts. I'm not really hearing too much being built using smart contracts now. So Ethereum might be a play. Oh, there's a new collab, AMD apparently and Oracle collabing on something in my ear right now as well. So there goes AMD shooting back up to the upside. So there it goes. Good move there for advanced micro devices on news with a collab. I don't know much about it with AMD. They also introduced Volcano chip for AI networking. That just happened now. And they unveiled Vision for an open AI ecosystem. So there's a bunch. Whoa. Okay, AMD, $2 straight there to the upside, man. So we just dropped that news to you right there. All right, I just got short right now on GameStop. So, okay, GameStop. I waited for shares. I had to pay for the short. So if we break higher, we're out. Let's just do that. If we get 21.56, 1 penny higher, market me out like with as most marketable powers that you have, because I do not want to be in this if it breaks whatever the hell this is. The thing is like, you know, 1,000 shares. If it does do this thing again, then maybe we can get another $10 or something, or $10, 10 cents, which would be $100. Maybe we just do something like that. So let's wait to see. GameStop right now, unless there's a halt here, which may halt and I get caught, but other than that, I don't know. Did anybody find anything out about GameStop right now? I mean, it's down 25%. There's no reason why it's barcoding like this for an hour.
I was talking to Wayne, and he's like, maybe it seems like a seller stepping down. I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a seller
stepping down.
There's definitely a
yeah, good
seller
one,
on
Wayne.
that.
You win on that one, but I don't know what the story is. But I do know that Nvidia is actually cracking right now, and you know, probably over trading this right here. But I don't know much new. I don't know anything really about anything here. So we'll take some 37s here, and then wait to see if we can get a little bit lower. We did not reload. We didn't do anything. We actually just punched in. You saw me do that. It makes that move higher into the 50 period. We could have shorted more there. So let's just wait now. We've got a decent position on, not huge or anything. Let's wait to see what winds up happening. My eye's still on that GameStop. If I can punch out, I'll also do that. Like if this evaporates, I don't care if I get, like I don't care if it's a like a fake out or anything like that. If I see some of those levels drop, I'm going to get out, because whoever's shorting this thing is going to run out of power at some point. It's already done 3 million shares right here in the 1 cent since we came on the air. So I don't really understand what's going on there, and I don't think I need to. If it breaks, we're out. If it continues to tank, we're already in. So that's the trade for me on GameStop. Let's go back. All right, let's go talk about the offering, and then at least we can talk more about this trade. But Sharif's sitting there. Let's go talk about it, and then we'll get the story and see what's going on with this.
They issued, guys, or they raised, $1.75 billion in a senior note offering due in 2032. No interest paid on that, though, but it is convertible. So the idea here is the share price will be higher and the note will be worth more. $1.75 billion. No specific direction as to where they're going to be spending the money other than for corporate purposes, but they are accumulating Bitcoin, boys, taking a page out of Strategy's playbook.
Go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm seeing a bunch of green prints now. I'm trigger fingers, man. These trigger fingers might turn into Twitter fingers very, very soon here, because if we may have to punch out of this as we continue to look. You just made a good point. Maybe this is the offering now. Maybe they're just.
This is the offering.
Yeah, maybe they're just out here selling all of the shares they possibly can now at 21.55 to raise some capital. That's also possible. I don't. Wish I had saw this before, and maybe we could look at that. But yeah, okay. So that's what's going on with GameStop right now. Not a great day for them. We just heard that about the share offering. I was long here. Actually, just talk about a real trade. We were actually doing fine here. We got long. We got some outs. We were actually up on GameStop. Once it broke below 22.75, we wound up getting out and then not shorting it. But now this is what's going on here on GameStop. So in, out, flat, basically flat. I can see my net. We're flat on it. And right now I'm holding. We actually were able to get filled at 55. We had to pay for shorts. For 1,000 shares, it only cost me 26 cents here at Real Trading. So yeah, that's an unbelievable price. And I have my market order in now. to stop me out if it breaks this 55. And if I'm on trading something else and I'm not able to see it, that should get me out. And I just hope it doesn't rip up too much. So yeah, that's what we're doing right there. You know, we're looking for that. So, all right. SMCI also announcing something here with AMD. So AMD and that moving around. But I don't know, any thoughts on GameStop for you?
Yeah, no, I'm just like I said, this is the first time I've seen anything like this.
Oh shit!
Kind of happen there.
Okay, it broke and I didn't punch long. I got out.
Oh damn!
Oh shit! Okay, what price did we wind up getting? Oh, okay, we got 70s there. Oops, so we got 70s there. So not a good break there for me. Well, whatever. There's $100. Okay, so we talked about making $100. There's losing $100. Like it's going out of style. Sometimes I feel like I should be one of those guys using less shares here, but that was a good trade, a good idea. At least you guys saw me talk about it there. It broke and everyone marketed it up.
Yeah,
So I'll take a $100 hit. I mean, whatever. That's kind of par for the course these days, it seems like. But yeah, there goes GameStop now. So now that pressure's released, now what? You know, like now do we go long?
Is that the best reversion? That's what I'm asking right now. Like, on a shorter time frame.
Are we done?
That's pretty.
I'm going to go long.
Pretty solid.
I'm going to go long and see if we're done, Obi. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Again, if you were involved in and around here, probably one of the best places. And we talk about defining the trend. This is definitely a break of trend happening here and reverting back to the upside here. So it's sold all the way down. Where is VWAP, you may ask? 2271.
I don't know if that's
Is it
going
going to revert to the mean? I have no idea. But I am watching some other stocks here as well. Tesla as well. Look at a nice little flush to the downside here. Didn't quite break pre-market levels just yet, but I'm watching this 320 level again, looking for potential reversion. Another one on watch as well. Again, one of the strongest stocks in the market. Softy has shown no signs of seller dominance pretty much all day here, as you can see again. Just trending to the upside right there.
I don't know, dude. I don't even know.
There on that flip long on GME. But yeah, Spider as well, we kind of talked about how strong this market was. Look at this beautiful VWAP hold in the morning session.
When moon?
Back much later, 11:30ish, and look at that, nice little double bottom, triple hold of that VWAP on the SPY. We've just been holding since then, haven't really broken out the day high just yet, but nice little continuation, I guess, on the Spider there. So I'm not really looking at anything else too much other than the GME and a little bit of Tesla as well. And obviously Oracle and AMD definitely on watch. Oracle actually came in with a little bit of a flush down. Nice. What was the other one?
It's a moral support street.
AMD.
I really appreciate it.
Boom, let's go. So AMD with
no, it's good,
nice
man.
little flush
I was pissed off about that
off of the event. And then we made a low of 118.
All right, let's go.
So, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to revert as of right now with that pop, but it seems like GME is where the game's at. Right
Obi, I have to stop you right there. But here we go. Yeah, good, fine. Money made back and more. You know, whatever, man. Some of these guys stink face these stocks. All right, man. We did it. There it goes. So again, sometimes you're just talking through things, right? I mean, you know, once that level was broken there, the sellers were gone. And when the sellers are gone, then GameStop can play, I guess. And there we go. It's a nice move upside, man. Here we go again. This will be my #1 stock today, despite just taking that hit on that. Go. You can hold up. That's good. Let's go AMD right now. We're only out of half of what we have on this name. So let's see if we can moon now on... I'll take something out at the quarters. Let me take some, okay, well, there it goes. Now we get 29s. All right, so let's go AMD. Let's go GameStop. This is what we wanted. This is what we were waiting for. Like, there's nobody out. Like, there might be another channel that's doing this, but I don't know. We showed you the levels. We showed you the trade. We got out. We're back in. Now we're long. Let's go GameStop. Here we go. It made perfect sense to me. This is, you know, if anything, this is clippable to share on social media. That's for sure. Here it goes, 2250, 2248. Social media is run by GameStop. GameStop there, Ram. Here we go, 22.50, starting to go back up there to the upside. There goes GameStop. Let's see what winds up happening now. 22.50, 22.40 on GME. A little bit of a fade back right now. Let me get some more out. We'll take some out there at 35. Okay, now we're a little bit excited here again. So nice trading here on GameStop. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was fun. And I know there's a lot of you that are trading GameStop. And hey, man, if I don't do this, who will, right? I mean, we got to look at these things. This is the trade for me on GameStop. Finally made a little bit back here. I'm still mad about that chime, but that's on me. I left that order in and should have not done that. We could check back on what chime's doing because this is not just a GameStop show. 39, so it's still doing absolutely nothing. I left, so the IPO trade worked. You know, it's perfect. My guy over here made money. That's great. I'm glad he took it. We know that Joe took the other one, Circle, the other day. But that worked, man. It worked for $2. And then it, whoops, flushed down. And that's where I came back to my desk and I was like, I had an Obi moment. I was like, oh boy. And then I was like, oh boy, I just lost, you know, again, it doesn't matter, but enough money there to not be happy. And, you know, like I lost $100 on GameStop and acted like it was nothing, right? So you can imagine if I'm going to be upset about that was not good. So I was not really happy with that play. Obviously, we don't give back anything what we made. Well, we gave back something of what we made on Circle there, which kind of sucks. But an IPO trade, that's completely. I thought I canceled this order to buy, and I didn't. So that is, I mean, slap the fail on there. Like, you know, we're. You know, it's going to sound cliche, but like we all are sort of human, and I'm not trying to justify the mistake. I don't ever want to be doing things like that. But, you know, 20-something plus years, and sometimes you do it. But at least we sized down, and it turned out to be 30% of what we initially wanted. So we're fine. We're fine at the end of it. Yeah, let's just keep on enjoying the show. GameStop is trying to move now. Okay, so the Qs have fallen back in, but I'm just going to get out of this because I don't want it to distract me. I have that 2% left. If it rips up, it rips up. There, let's just get out of it. I'm not worried about it. I'm very much, you know, alert to this GME trade. I want to see if it can go. We're down 21%. I don't know if we're going to get back to flat or anything today, but we just made it back to VWAP, and as you can see, we actually did pretty good. We got them out there at 22. Then we have some decent outs up here as well. There's multiple outs up in this area. But I can see that we are struggling a little bit. Let me just offer some more 27s, see if we can grab that out, and then we'll go from there. Because it's starting to push down. Remember, this is still SSR. You know, you're still not going to be able to hit the bid. So in order to sell shares, you got to sell shares you already own. Yes. So we'll have to wait to see what happens now. See, it looks like it's trying
to hold down.
It's still trying to do something right now. Yeah. Like, see how they're following this 34? They're going down every. Yeah. All right, now we have to wait till this seller's done again. This could happen. So we're out of 60% of what we had, which is definitely not enough because here goes the move. So let's wait to see. I'm not going to be caught here too much, I hope. I'm going to try to offer some out. Let me see if we get some 7s. Nah. See, now I'm the one chasing. There, we got some 7s, and then we get some 9s. Get some 9s. I don't want to be the one chasing this down and adding to the problem. So we'll get some 7s, we'll get some 9s. We're long only at 93s, so it's not a huge trade at this point. It was about 2 minutes ago. Let's wait to see what happens here on GME.
Yeah, no, absolutely crazy there. Yeah, when that seller lifts, I mean, there's only really one way I think it has left to go here. But I'm watching this Tesla as it continues to break down fresh lows back to back here as these 15-minute candles just hold and hold and hold. I'm waiting for those. Again, we talk about like a sustained hold there on GME. Well, Tesla's been sustaining, sellers have been sustaining Tesla since that crazy pop that we had during the midday where we get that wipe up. I think that was, I think that might have been Trump saying, I like Tesla or something like that. And since then, nice little push up into 330s. We've only had sellers since then. Beautiful reversion of that action. But I'm kind of waiting patiently on the sidelines here and looking to see if there's any sort of a bid sellers that does show up. But look at the market. The market is starting to curl as well, and we've only been bidding on the market for majority of the day. So if that curls and Tesla's down at its lows, I don't want to kind of mess with that confluence and try to revert it. But I'll stay patient and see what the market does here. Let's go and see what Adara has to say.
So what Trump said there was that he likes Elon Musk and he likes Tesla, and he wants to talk to Elon Musk about EVs. That was like the whole story there with that Tesla move, in case anyone missed it. Google taking to the downside a bit. Apparently, according to Down Detector, there's about 11,000 users experiencing some Google Cloud issues right now, so keep an eye on that. NET similarly reportedly experiencing some issues. Keep an eye on Cloudflare, one of 4 names that announced a share offering last night. Last but not least, more coming from AMD CEO Lisa Su at their event. She's saying that the company will have an MI500-based AI server by 2027. Back to you.
Well, that's probably would explain why it's tanking there, 2027. That'll be probably too late, man. We'll be talking about, you know, much different technology, I'm sure, by 2027. So yeah, AMD. We're covering some more NVIDIA down here. I mean, you know, we were short initially all the way up here. We just kind of added to our position as I was a little weary of whatever was going on in the chip space. So we added a little bit. Let's see if it can come back in, man. I'm bidding 144.13s right now, so we'll see if that can come in, and I'm only trying to do that for 10%, and then maybe we can get a VWAP trade, even 144. I mean, that seems like that could be a decent spot. Remember Palantir, like it's been holding this 135 area. We've seen many sort of downticks into this area today, right there on the pre-market, there again in 10, 11 o'clock, again near the midday, and then again just right now, bouncing quite nicely off of that area and moving back upside. So I'm gonna put the stop on GameStop down where it's gonna break us right here. Let's just wait to see if it comes back down here. You know, I mean, we sensed that this was happening, and we got some out there, and now there it goes. So let's see. As soon as the sellers go away, man, like it's not May, right? So the sellers should go away in May and come back in June for the buyers, but that's not happening. So right now, we'll wait to see what happens now. I'd like to see. The problem is a buyer can't chase this up because every time someone with decent share size comes on the bid, it gets wiped down. So yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some liquidity here on GameStop today. 123 million shares to say the least. Okay, here we go. Nice move back up. So let's take an offer here at 15s. We'll get that right now. So we got 14s there. Now we'll wait to see if it goes a little bit higher. I hope this isn't too confusing or anything because I think we're doing a good job explaining what's happening. You can see the sellers when they attack the offer and they just keep pushing it down. It's because it's SSR. You know, you can't hit the bid. You have to keep on offering your shares every time the ask changes. So the minute it changes 1 penny, they join, and there's just not enough traders willing to buy the shares to push them out of the way. So they keep on, it's an algo or whatever, just keeps on following it down until A, the algo is turned off, or they've gotten all the shares that they need, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of what's happening right now. So let's go back over and talk to Obi.
Yeah. So guys, level up your trading game with Prop XP. Up to 1 to 200 leverage and static drawdown. Scroll the site and pick your challenge at propxp.com. Trade directly on our platform, sign up and try for free. Start your trading journey today. Enjoy rapid payouts and real human support, no bots. Rated 4.6 stars on Trustpilot and trusted by traders worldwide. Right now, get 50% off with the code TraderTV. Links in the description. Be the trader. Get funded. Join Prop XP today. Prop XP, your edge starts here. Visit propxp.com. So yeah, again, crazy moves there. Yeah, that's kind of when that seller lifts, then that's exactly the kind of action I guess you expect to see on something so unnatural and unusual like that. But crazy momentum nonetheless there. And yeah, when it's SSR, when there's an SSR mechanic, I think there's a little bit of I guess how you say clarity in what may or may not happen if certain things happen, like that seller lifts or like a buyer lifts, and we get technically we get like a breakout or a trend break. If you're defining the trend as the seller stepping down, guess what? The trend breaks when that seller steps off. So however you want to define that kind of action there. But Tesla continuing to the downside here. I did take a little bit of a long here during the midday session here when we got a little bit of a hold of that 324, 325 area. I was looking to see if we can reclaim a little bit of VWAP. We did get back up to VWAP, and guess what? Sold most of it there, leaving on a breadcrumb for that back through, and guess what? Boom, right back through and flushing to the downside going into the end of the day here. We only have about an hour and 10 minutes left in the day, and Tesla continues to make fresh lows. Again, distinctly different from the rest of its peers, especially distinctly different from Microsoft. Again, you can see that a lot of these other tickers on the day, either downside or sideways. We can just go through them. Of course, NVIDIA is kind of doing its own thing, of course, trending to the upside right there. You can see Tesla as well. Tesla's to the downside. Amazon sideways, nothing really on that one unless you kept on reloading VWAP on that. And then Goggles here, pretty much the same, sideways chop. Apple as well, nothing crazy. We're still holding underneath that 200 mark here on Apple right there. So yeah, softy looking distinctly different, if I do say so, right there. So maybe a reversion on this one, maybe a reversion on Tesla. I got no idea.
Well, I'm in Tesla, so I just took it. So here we go, man. Now we're 50 cents in the money on Tesla, and let's just see where it goes from now. I'm trying to wait for a little bit higher, man. I'm waiting at 319.90 to see if we do, see if we do get a move upside right there. We're long Tesla right now. Let's go find out what the news on something is with Adara.
Keep an eye here on FXI. I'm just seeing this report coming through here circulating on X. Apparently, the U.S. is basically here, despite denials from firms like NVIDIA, U.S. intelligence is confirming that there is still smuggling of restricted tech into China amid ongoing U.S.-China trade tensions and negotiations. Apparently, all licenses to do business with Huawei and SMIC have been frozen. And apparently, the U.S. expects Huawei to produce only 200,000 AI chips in 2025. That is well below China's AI demand. So basically, the story here showing that these heightened export controls are impacting China. Now, we did have a couple different parties, including Trump and Kevin Hassett, who is the economic advisor here for the White House. They both said that the U.S. is willing to ease these export controls, depending on how discussions go. So just keep an eye here on FXI. Interesting report here in light of everything that we've kind of digested already about this story. Back to you.
Yeah, no, that Tesla's looking good, man. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to see kind of the right stuff there, but I think you might have that one. As a market takes a little bit of a bounce off the 21.9. Oh boy, Oracle coming back above 200 as well. So again, that one got that reversion, maybe not all the way down to VWAP, but we got to 199s and then kind of still consolidating in that upper quartile of the price action that we saw in the morning session right there. Again, aggressive strength there. Yeah, again, don't continuously short that like I did, but again, it is what it is. Moving on to the next trade, and the next trade is, I guess, maybe on Tesla, maybe on Softy. I'm still being patient. I got eyes on that SMCI as well. The thing is, SMCI kind of already started breaking down much earlier, looking kind of similar to the rollover that we're seeing on a few stocks right now. SMCI a little bit to the downside. Nice little grind to the upside in the morning session, but we're seeing a lot of this where most of that strength, most of that volume, and most of that momentum kind of showing up in the morning session and just dissipating, and we're getting a sideways grind, pretty much doing nothing for majority of the day there, and then now maybe a little bit of a pullback for a reversion to VWAP happening on that one. AMD, let's see what our friend is up to here. So yeah, we got that nice little pop into 120, but look at that hold of 120, absolutely clean. 120 to the dot is that high off of that spike that we just recently got, coming right back down to the lows. 118.69 trading on AMD as of right now. So let's take a quick look at what some of the volume leaders have been doing on the day, because again, I'm looking for the next potential trade, and with Power Hour showing up in about 6 minutes, we might have something on our hands if we just look at some of the stocks that have been doing some of the most volume on the day. Again, GME being the top of the list. Oh boy, I'm curious to know how much volume this has done with all that churning going on.
125.
So I got 124, 125 here. So pretty decent volume numbers on that one. We got NVIDIA as well coming in with 120.
Amazon Web Services having problems now.
Yeah, it seems like there's some sort of this just feels like some sort of cybersecurity thing happening.
Well, Google's down.
You've got so many things that are down. Like who's what's really happening behind the scenes here? That's the question I'm asking. But yeah.
Yeah, no, same. I'm trying to trying to figure this all out. Yeah, I just heard in my ear, Amazon Web Services also down, some parts of Amazon Web Services. It's just like Google, it's the identity. Reuters reports Google Cloud says multiple GCP products are experiencing impact due to identity and access management services. They'll provide an update soon. So I don't know. We'll wait there and we'll figure out what's going on with Google because it's not moving, right? So I guess it's maybe it's nothing major. They're just letting sort of us know, their customers, that there is indeed a problem. So, okay, noted. So, you know, for this to make any sense, really, it's going to need to break 118, you know, for me to get out of this. Where Tesla's been moving down here. It's at, I saw in the chat, shout, all right. New auto tariff offset prices just announced. No idea what this means, but let's go Tesla. I don't know. Anyways, we do have a position right now. You can see it's moving around. The thing about this is, you know, I'm going to try to get something out at 320. Like if we can get 15% out, then we'll do that at 320. That's the only spot that I'm looking at. And then I just think it's worth the risk now, especially when you're talking about trying to find something. It's like, if we get some good news now, you know, you pop all the way back up. This is what day trading is. It's probabilities, right? If it comes back in, then we could take this dollar hit. It's completely reasonable to do something like that on Tesla. I mean, we've had moves down, then moves back up, then moves down, back up, so on and so forth. So let's see if we can get that news. We just got that tariff news on autos. Let's go see if Adara's got that as well, or what's up?
This year. So apparently the Department of Commerce is announcing new auto tariff offset process, but it's really key to mention this process is only applicable for vehicles that are assembled in the U.S. So if you're not assembled in the U.S., you could not qualify for this auto tariff offset process. Keep an eye here on these auto makers. They're not really moving here, but yeah, again, mentioned as well. I did mention that Google and Cloudflare were down earlier. Spotify, Google Cloud, and Google Services, Cloudflare, Amazon Web Services, Discord, Twitch, Anthropic, and Azure apparently all experiencing disruptions right now. Unclear as to why, but we will let you know. Back to you.
Cars are made in the U.S. Aren't they assembled in the U.S.? If they're made in the U.S.,
yeah,
they do import parts, so maybe this does affect them. But the thing is like, look at the stock. You know, it doesn't matter what the story is or how you or I or anybody in the chat is, you know, figuring this story out. The stock itself right now is not having a reaction, right? And normally we can't even, like when there's good news about something or bad news, you kind of can't even go over to it without it having already made a move. I mean, we've seen stocks just like, oh, there's good news, gap, and next thing you know, it's 323, 324. So this is not really having that kind of a reaction. If anything, it's just kind of going with the market. As the market lifts, so here does Tesla. So look, it's going to be a good trade so far. I mean, we could take 25 cents right now, but yeah, to me, let's wait to see if there are some sort of headwinds or tailwinds, I guess is what I'm looking for, from this story. So we'll wait, but I'm not in it because of the story. We're in it because we thought that there might have been a bottom here. We talked about if you ever get tested down near the day's low and you hold, then that can be the springboard for better things to come, and especially if we do get back into the close here. We do. It's entering power hour right now. Not that actually means anything, but you know, 1 hour left in trade. It's Adobe tonight. Join Dara and I as we'll be going over some of those reports and those earnings as they come through. It's Adobe and one more, Restoration Hardware, RH. So. Restoration Hardware got hit their last earnings report because of China. So let's just have a quick little look here to see what they're doing now again. That is RH, right? They changed their names.
I think one of my scans this past.
Yeah, it's just called RH now. This is what it looks like on a daily. I didn't know if it did not split, but this is what I'm saying. $460, Obi, in January, down to $170 right now. So Restoration Hardware, RH, earnings tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. I wonder if they sandbagged their last quarter, you know, which is why this happened right here, I guess, right here in April. Down there to the downside. So, okay, market go up for NVIDIA right now and not for Tesla. So here goes NVIDIA. Again, we're fine with it. We're not doing too much with this stock right now. I'll try to get a little more short if we do get, we cleared out of not most of it, but some of it down there. Let's get a little shorter if it comes into this little area there, then maybe we get that move. Remember, we do know that at 145, there are $145. There is a significant number of shares sitting there. So the supply is aplenty. Okay, here we go, Obi.
Yeah, is that Tesla move?
Here goes. Are you in it?
Yeah, I'm in it.
Attaboy.
I got a little bit in. I want to take I guess a lot more, but hasn't really. It's shown me some signs where it's kind of holding this area, but
see, there's the move and stop
confirmation. Yeah, because at the end of the day, like this is the beginning of the hour. So like I'm looking for that chop, but like there's no real follow through, right? So that's kind of
oh, here it comes down.
Here. Yeah, exactly. So it's probably going to come in and potentially stop me out there if we get a little bit lower, but that's perfectly fine. GME, I guess. Tyler Smith in the chat talking about Hood is a setup. Okay, all right, let's take a quick look at Hood. Hood coming into low a day as of right now, that is sitting at 73.22. I guess it attempted to hold some of that consolidation. We talked about that nice push in the morning session, pretty much flat for the rest, but this is one of the ones that has actually came all the way back down to its opening range lows. Interestingly enough, wow, yesterday it's kind of just holding yesterday's range, and there you go, right there. Yesterday, a lot of kind of push, and then kind of pull back, so a lot of chop happening. But again, if you kind of take that as a bit of a range, then you're just like, all right, well, prior day, what am I really looking for here? Are we looking for a push? Are we looking for a break? Are we looking for a hold? Regardless, you see that yesterday, kind of all the morning session, buyers kind of step in. We get all the way up to 75 and some change, 75.38. Today we come in, we go to 75.59, and it would seem that sellers kind of step in at that same area here once again on Robinhood. So yeah, let's see, it has some good support on the bottom, has really recognizable channels on Hood. Okay, so let's go to a higher time frame. Let's take a look at that and see if there's any, let's tune in to some of these channels here and see what you're talking about, Tyler verse. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. I don't know if I have, I should probably have some stuff on here. Okay, yeah, I guess I have an anchored from prior, which kind of we held and we accelerated off of, but I think I know what you're talking about. So let's do, I guess we can do a little bit of channel charting here. Let's go to, where is that? Tool, not the fibs. I really don't like the fibs. What else is there? A boom, price range, data range. It should be in and around trend line here. Parallel channel, that's what I'm looking for right here. So I think this is what you're talking about. This channel right here, so you can see a little bit of a defined trend, and look at that. This is kind of the upper end of that trend. So beautiful channels, beautiful channel holding again from that April level. There goes Tesla stopping me out, so that's okay. That kind of came in through the day lows. Not really what I was looking for, but beautiful channel here, Tyler. Thank you for pointing that out on Robinhood. Again, this is a 3-hour chart. It's not clean, but you get the gist. Kind of through the ebbs and flows that we've been getting for the past couple of months, Robinhood has been on an overall trend to the upside here on the day. So yeah, I kind of was going through some of these volume leaders here on the day. We looked at the top couple of them there. Tesla again. Oh boy, that's yeah, that's you. A lot of those lines don't really mean much, but because I usually look at my charts a little naked like this. But those indicators kind of, I pull them up every now and then just to see if there's any level of confluence happening there. Wow, Tesla coming in and flipping back up. I'm going to be done with that one there. You can see that the ES is attempting to push for its highs, and the Nasdaq as well, kind of pushing as well. So Moo Trade saying, any comments on Chime? Yeah, let's take a quick look at CHYM again. The long was great off of the open. Let's go to the 1-minute chart because, again, this is a fresh IPO and it just started trading today. Currently traded, let's see, around 29 million shares on the day here. And a beautiful kind of a sell-off. I didn't really have the long or the short there. Didn't have shares for the short side, but that 42 breakdown, when that reference low off of the open on Chime breaks down, you can see how you get that clear selling, expanding volume, straight flush to the downside until you see that you see the kind of a balance start to show up and maybe some consolidation here in and around that 39.40 level here with that 38 hold. You can see that 38 hold finally gets violated just going into power hour. So curious to know how Chime is going to kind of play out for the rest of the week. Again, tomorrow being Friday. Sellers are definitely kind of dominating on the day today. Let's see if some of these levels get taken out tomorrow. 40 I'll be watching, 41 especially because that's that flush and we bounce, and buyers can only really take it to 41 before some of that selling steps right back in and takes us back through.
It did bounce a little
bit back down through day lows. Yeah, it bounced all the way to 39 halves,
okay.
but nothing too crazy, man. But yeah, that's me chiming in on that stock there. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. Palantir hanging on to the 200 on the 5-minute by a string, saying fiddleback. Take a quick look at this this string hold on Palantir that you speak of. Are you sure Palantir? Oh, you mean 200 on the 5-minute? Okay, so you mean the 200 moving average on the 5-minute. I think that's what you mean. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, a little bit of a trend hold there happening as of right now. I don't know about the 5-minute 200, but it would seem as if, okay, yeah, you see right there, a lot of anchor, it's kind of showing up. So it's holding a bunch of moving averages, definitely accelerated away from some of those levels here. So let's see what Adara has to say with some fresh news.
So with a couple announcements here saying that they're going to be basically launching this card here. It's going to be called the Coinbase One card. It'll be launched through the American Express network, so keep an eye on AXP as well. Apparently, this card will offer up to 4% Bitcoin back on each purchase. We've heard of purchase, not purpose. We've heard of cash back. Now we've got Bitcoin being offered back here. Also, the company is set to launch perpetual futures in the U.S. So COIN, nice bounce off of the lows. Back to you.
Bitcoin's back again.
That is like my credit card gives me 2% cash back.
Yep.
That's not going to be for Canada, is it? Because
I mean, if
there's some CDIC protection there, like I'll use that credit card. 4% back in Bitcoin, fine with that, man. That's like a. I mean, there's just more news coming in my ear here all the time, and it's just like, this is just wild. So, all right, well, Tesla, I don't know if something's happening right now because we're going back into the low of the day. We're actually at the low of the day right now as we start to crack. I took a little bit more at 319 just because it was bouncing around there for so long and in hopes that we crack higher. But, you know, that was a nice hope, because right now you're cracking lower. So I was going to buy some more shares down here. I'm waiting at 318.40s just to see a break of 50, and then there it is. So then now we're longer. Now if we break, okay, now if we break down, I'm just going to cancel some of my offers because this looks like it wants to break. So breaking through 318 and we're out. That's the low. Okay, here we go. That's the low of the day. It looks like, see what I'm saying? We try to take a shot on something and we should have just gone the other way. Stop fighting the trend basically here with Tesla. The thing is that I was thinking that because we were at these lows, which we're at, I mean, I'm just trying to show you right here, that there was a chance that maybe we bounce off of there and we weren't super patient. If we just waited to get long right here, then we'd be relatively flat or taking a 50-cent hit. But instead now it looks like, what am I long at here? 90s, but you know, we do have a decent sized position, so it's about 2 units right now. The max I'll ever have on Tesla is like 4 or 5 units, so there it goes. Ah, shit, man, what a fail right there as Tesla breaks, and that's you know, that goes to the downside. The price we got was 90s. Oh yeah, of course, like I get 90s and then this snaps higher. Oh, what a nightmare right there, but downside play there. So we slapped a fail and that on there, but we tried it. You know, what else can we do? Thought it could work. Looks like we do run that bottom and maybe, see, do we buy back in now? Did we just get that bottom run and we want to get back in? I don't think so. Let's give it some time. Maybe if it fails and bounces back, then we can go short. I mean, look at it respecting this 50-period moving average, right? And this is what I mean. It's like the blind leading the blind here for me because we could clearly see that this is what's been happening. We talked about why we liked that trade, not liked it, but why we took it, and there's the stop out. So unfortunately, we got stopped out 20 cents from here, but yeah, there's the downside play. 20 cents isn't going to hurt me either way, but that sucks because maybe we're bouncing off of that level there, and we just got stopped out on a 318 break. Look, if I don't put it out at 318 and I wait for 317.75 or something like that, you know, those have been coming in. So I'm okay getting stopped out where we did, but there it goes. Like, that's the risk management. We talked about never getting in until you have an out. So that's what we did there with Tesla. We got in, we knew where our out was. Unfortunately, it got hit. There it goes to the downside. We're having a little bit of a rough afternoon here because things just aren't working out the way I'd hoped they would. Our Palantir trade, we tried that. Well, actually, Palantir was okay. It just winds up breaking that level. We don't have to hold it all the way down here. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking we should just be going long at 135. And there it is. So there goes Tesla. There's the break. So we're right into here right now. Trade Representative Greer talking about they're still trying to finalize things. This is the whole point. Like, honestly, Donald Trump and their whole team really needs to get their you-know-what together. Because you can't have Donald Trump talking about, you know, everything's a done deal. And then all of a sudden now I'm hearing in my ear, we've got to change these things after the London talks. So I don't know if China's breaking down or not, but there it is, goes downside right here. So yeah, just a little frustrated that the Tesla trade didn't work out, but that's okay. You know, we're going to take some stabs at things. And look, this is why, Obi, we talk about having outs. Like, I could be down $1,000, but I could be down 5,000. You know, it's like if you don't have your outs at the right spots, then that's it, man. Maybe Free Fall Friday finally is incoming. I don't know. Okay, so now Greer is talking about the deadline now being July 9th, and that 90-day pause is still a deadline.
Yeah.
Thought we had a deal, bro.
Yeah, I thought we moved to August, no?
Dude.
I don't know.
No. What do you mean? Trump yesterday, I can show you his tweet. Deal done.
Yeah.
You know? Deal done.
You know how I'm really viewing a lot of this? Like, sure, for the intraday, I feel like it's very I don't know if I should say exciting, but things are definitely setting up. There are certain trades that are just straight up falling into your lap, and the volatility is absolutely amazing. And yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty where that might get a lot of bigger players to kind of, you know, balance some of their portfolios or their books, and we get some strong opportunities intraday. But again, I want to show this chart of the spider on a much higher time frame, and kind of really reiterate the bigger picture. Sure, we're intraday trading. You know, it's a lot of I guess it can potentially be a lot of excitement, but some of the best trading obviously is not really exciting at all. You're just kind of doing your job. You're getting in, you're getting out, and you're following your plans. You're doing your strategies. So that's kind of the thing here. But again, Spider, I want to go to I guess we can go to a 3-month chart, because we're really we want to pull back pretty far back and kind of take a look at what the price action on the higher time frame is really doing. And would you look at that right here? Now, I've shown this chart multiple times on the show here, but this is the chart all the way from 1993, and this is an adjusted chart as well. For those of you who might say that, oh, that's not adjusted. This is an adjusted chart, but you can see nice little trend up. Sure, you have times where you have multiple years of a little bit of a downtrend, a little bit of a downtrend. Look at that. Was that capitulation? The highest volume bar in 08? Oh boy. Because that capitulation definitely had a very strong reversal, and that just kept on going. So interesting stuff there. But bigger picture, I feel like a lot of this stuff is just straight up noise, and you can just throw on a trend line or throw on a moving average on one of these and just be like, all right, well, every time we do have these nasty, crazy drops where a lot of people are scared and in fear, might be some of the best places. And that goes back to kind of somebody in the chat was just like, oh. What do you call it? Bitcoin's a little shady, or like it might be a little it might be too risky, or you maybe don't understand it. But here's the thing: over time, you want to be in the places where most people are not willing to put risk on. That's probably the best place to be. And most people are definitely not trying to put risk on when we get these aggressive sells over time. I know a lot of people that were just straight up selling decent chunks of their portfolio just over the past year or so on this strong flush that we've been getting, and being like, okay, well, this is the top, this is the top. Guess what? People said that in 21, people said that in 08, and guess what? People probably said, people said that in 08, people said that in 21, people probably said that in 01 as well. So the chart kind of speaks for itself. Like I said, the price action definitely speaks in volume, speaks volumes for itself here. But yeah, straight to the upside, Spider, absolutely beautiful. And you got to remember, The SPDR, these ETFs, these futures, it's almost rigged to do well. You kick out the worst performers and you bring on the best performers. Money supply only goes up.
Not rigged,
It's just,
but it's...
you know what I mean? It's like, it's not rigged, but it's like, I call it's rigged to only.
I call it...
It's like, you can have long years of stagnation.
Right.
But...
Well, if you want to invest in the stock market, the best way to do it is with a variety of companies that are chosen not by you, because then it takes away. That's what I was saying about getting into more indexes. It's an easy way to just trust the overall trend of, I think the S&P, I have to check what the numbers are now, but over the last 30 or 40 years, it was a roughly 12 to 13% annual return ex dividends. So that's, you know, if you trust in that and that's a good enough return for you, which it should be, then yeah, buying the indexes and sitting should make you feel a little more comfortable at night. That's why I think it's important not to buy everything all at once, so that the individual price that you have isn't necessarily, you know, the be all end all for you. But okay, so GameStop 3:15 right now the time. We only have 45 minutes left, and we have to exit out of our trades before the market closes. So right now, man, I mean, most of the indexes are in the green today. We have the NYSE, sorry, the Nasdaq up, ES up. I think IWM is up. Let's just check what that's doing right now. No, okay, this is the one that's down there. And then the Dow is up. So the only thing down right now, and again, we talked about the rates, doesn't look like they're getting any rate cuts, and that's going to be disappointing. I think Adara was mentioning the closest one is going to be September. It looks like, for the most likely rate cut happening. So that's, you know, IWM, the smaller cap names need lower rates in order to operate. They're borrowing money, they big cash burn. So, you know, those interest payments get larger and larger. Obviously, the more the interest grows, as we all know. And we don't want that for the IWM and many names that are in the small cap Russell. So you got to be careful with that as well. This is another way to invest into names where you're not picking individual names, where you've got them all capped out here, weighted average. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with IWM, but downside right there. And then the Dow, DIA, I believe is up, because I just, Spider, yeah, there it is. It looked like there was an underscore there, not a dot, but yeah, there it is. So the diamonds is up today as well. You know what was a little bit puzzling here? I'm invested in this.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Berkshire's,
I like that.
yeah, if you like it, then you should buy it right here, because this is what I'm worried about. Look at this. I mean, what's going on with Berkshire here? I mean, this is, I think, the day that Warren left. It was in this area, May... June right now, yeah. This is May 2nd. May 5th, yeah, that's the weekend. Yeah, May 2nd to May 5th, yeah. So it was this weekend. We were at all-time highs, you know, beating the market up, like really bad, you know, and as the NASDAQ retraces or goes back to the upside, Berkshire retracing back down in. So I don't know. Interested to see this, you know, because the financials are doing okay. Maybe it's Coca-Cola, some of the large positions. I think what I'm going to do now is, if we can find a prospectus or something on Berkshire, figure out what they're holding now. And I know they're in a lot of cash. I know maybe that's what it is. The DXY is getting hit, right? So the US dollar goes downside. So, you know, the purchasing power of $300 billion, whatever the cash they have, losing value, I guess, internationally. But still, if you're trying to buy U.S. stocks with U.S. money and you're sitting on cash, then the depreciation of the asset of the stock itself isn't hurting you. But, okay, so yeah, I don't know. If you guys know what's going on with Berkshire in the chat, you Googled it? Or?
So no, I just asked GPT, I was like, when did Warren leave Berkshire, specific date of
May 3rd.
Yeah, so May 3rd right there.
There we go.
And then intended departure is after close of business on December 31st of this year.
What was that? Was the December 31st part?
So he's in his intended date of departure. So he's done as of the close of business on the last day of the year.
This year.
So December 31st, 2025 will be the last day. And then Greg Abel comes,
Canadian
CEO, on January 1st, 2026. So.
Okay, but I don't think he's making any decisions now, but maybe he still is until the end of the year. So, okay. Yeah.
I was listening to the AGM, and he was just like, yeah, he doesn't really make a lot of the decisions anymore. Like maybe something huge will come by him, but there's obviously other people that are dealing with a lot of that anyways. So yeah, he feels. I guess. I think he's. I think both of them have
feeling some kind of ways.
Had an amazing run, right? So Berkshire is, I guess, a great example of long-term and value investing. Pretty solid stuff.
There's 241. There's one survivor now in Air. Was it Air India? Anyways, it was that Boeing. Now official. Our condolences. Apparently, that's just a sad story. Let me just check we already know about it. Okay, so Boeing's kind of looking like GameStop here, just doing its own thing here at 203. But it looks like the loss of life is quite large there. With heavy hearts, we look at Boeing, but. 200, people are saying, well, you look at Boeing, but then you also trade Palantir and you also do all those kind of things. Look, Palantir is involved in many aspects. Next thing you know, you're not going to trade GE because you have feelings about aerospace or, some of the things that are happening there, right? Boeing has a huge NASA contract. There's lots of different things in this market that, okay, so first of all, we've added to our position. So now we're short at 73. So let's see what's good with NVIDIA. Okay, once we get a little bit closer, I'll try to show you the size of what's here. Maybe I can just go like this. We don't need to necessarily see the Nasdaq. In my understanding is there was millions of shares, but that shouldn't matter that much because it's already done 130 million shares. So you do the price, it can go through 5 million shares, like no problem. The only problem is someone has to push that key. Like the order has to go through. And algos can do that for sure. They don't care. It's just, is there one that's going to take that out? So we're going to go short right now. And then GameStop, I don't know. I'm losing a little bit of faith in this name. We were able to get some out again when it went back up over 22. We got 2206s off of this long, but we went short, got marketed out there, lost our $100. You guys know we had 500 shares. And then we made it back. And now we're just sitting in a position flat on the stock, but down on the position. So as these guys continue to follow this down, I'm going to get out if we break. I think I put a break below 50. So last time when this happened, right, we were getting marketed down here. And if we can zoom in a little bit, I'll show you. It's a stair stepping down, right? And then eventually, so it did what it's doing now, but it stopped at 54. So let's see if there's another buyer down there. Maybe we'll go long and we'll put a bid down there. But right now we only have 35 more minutes left. And if there's a big seller, maybe they'll do it through the imbalances. So that could be another thing that might help. That's what I would do. You could put a sell imbalance of 10 million shares. And obviously it will crack that code and it'll go to the downside. But at least at the end of the day, you'll get your 10 million share fill. So who knows what price? That's the problem, right? So you may want to put a market on closing order in. If you are trading NVIDIA or GameStop. And on that note, bye-bye. Let's see what winds up happening right there. There's the short right there at 90. So hopefully you guys took that with me because now you'd be at least 15 or 13 cents in the money. And we'll wait to see what winds up happening. Was there a call for Adara at any point? Okay, then let's go over and see what's up with Adara.
First, I will look into that Berkshire thing further because I'm curious, but it is worth noting apparently it's down 10% or more from that, I guess it's high, so it's now in correction territory. Bit of a double top as well from a technical standpoint on BRKB, but I'm going to look more into that to see what the sentiment is. Also, guys, Adobe earnings after the bell. Checked it out with Sean and myself in the market recap. They're expected to report at 4:05 p.m. We're looking for earnings of $4.97 per share, revenue of $5.79 billion, implied move of 7.1%. Now, here is a chart. Just posted this on X at TTV Research. Adobe's revenue growth over the last 20 years and some fun little tidbits there in terms of notable times for the company. They launched their well-known Adobe Creative Cloud subscription service back in 2011, and they actually have an NVIDIA partnership as well that started in 2018. So read all about that, X at TTV Research, as we head into the last 30 minutes of Power Hour. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's some crazy growth there. Adara for that one.
I just said to Obi, Adara just made that, amazing, all the work. Make sure you go find that out at Trader TV research. That's all Adara. So, you know, again, great. That research page is pretty hot fire. So go check it out, TTV Research. We could actually open up a TTV Research Instagram page maybe and just double post them because these are graphics, right? So might be something there. Hey man, I just make the ideas. All right, so we'll wait on that. But NVIDIA right now, trying to go, but it just stopped again at 75. So there it is, man. The 90 pull back to 75. Yeah, waiting for more. You know, if we are going to get some sort of a flush out, you know, it needs to happen, and I need to have it happen. So we'll sit here and wait for that. I'm not sure if it's going to go, but we'll wait for NVIDIA. I am bidding 60, I believe. Yeah, 61s right into here, right where the 50-period moving average is, literally at 61. It shouldn't really matter to the penny, but we'll sit there and bid it. And then when it comes down, I'll get nervous and I'll punch out 64s probably. So we'll wait for that to come in. Hopefully patience will win for me on that. And then GameStop, we already sort of told you the idea here. I think the best thing to do now is to wait for the imbalances. And if I wind up getting stopped out, it's a break of 50. We talked about that, 21.50. It'll be a 40-cent hit, but I'm not going to average in. I'm not going to do anything. We made back sort of what we lost right here, and now we have to wait we had about 40%, about 40% left of that initial trade. So we'll give it a shot and see what winds up happening here with GameStop. Hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. Our stop order is in, and pretty comfortable where that's sitting. So hopefully we get some good reaction there. And by the way, here comes NVIDIA. And again, like, let's just go, man. We gotta, you know, I sit here and I talk about, remember I said I'd get nervous and put some out? I'm gonna put some out here at 68s. All right. I said that, you know, some trades don't work out. Some trades work out. And here we go. So we'll take out a little bit there of NVIDIA and hope that we can get it to work out even better than this and make much lower move now for NVIDIA. We did take out there. We take out our 10% there. I'm waiting for a little bit more than 10%. Actually, I have another 10% actually at 61s. A little bit more than 10%. So we'll see if we can get that out at 61. But it looks like the bottom right there was 68, 67. We took some out. I think that was a decent move there. I noticed that you're short Amazon.
Yeah, I got short a little bit of Amazon.
Yeah, you were short there a minute. But I just want to say, like, if there's all these things happening, down detector this, breach of, no one used the word breach except for me just now. But, you know, some issues there with the identity. I read the highlight before. AWS was having some issues as well. I'm just surprised we're not down a lot more than where we are, in case there was an international hack or something somewhere there. We're not reporting that, but that's the news that we had here on Benzinga. We've already got it from Adara numerous times as well. So here it is right here. I'll just bring the story to you. It's Reuters reports Google Cloud says multiple GCP Google Cloud products are experiencing impact due to something. So unfortunately, due to identity and access management service issues. We will provide an update by Thursday, 3:15 PDT, right? Thursday is today, 3:15, so 12:15 Pacific Standard Time. So where's the update, bro? We're missing on that, so we got to wait for that. So they're not even updating based on when they said they would. So maybe there's something going on there. Look at Tesla, man. Nice recovery to the back end of this trade. I'm fine losing where we did, man. We took that dollar hit. You guys all witnessed it right into there, dropped out. It does go down and bottoms out at 317, but we got out at 318 and unfortunately didn't hold it. Would have loved to hold it. We're now higher than where we were when we were in it. So, oh dear.
The Amazon short, again, I was just kind of looking at this and I was like, all right, kind of similar kind of concept or idea I keep kind of pointing out, where I'm like, all day it's just been ranging, and I see it attempting to push up into the high a day, and I see the market's already kind of pulled back. I'm like, all right, well, if Amazon breaks through this high, then clearly I'm very much wrong. But again, all it's been showing us was range sideways, supply here, demand here, a little bit of a chop in and around 1 point. I'm just taking a quick kind of a bit of a reversion down into VWAP. You can see that VWAP's coming in here on the P Pro as well. I got my VWAP sitting at, I think it is 212.70s, and I think here it's also in and around there. Yeah, 212.70s as well. So we're trading 212.86s. I'm not really expecting this to go all the way back down because, as you guys can see, even though this has been holding as a bit of a flat top, you can see that overall we've kind of been just uptrending, making higher lows all day, even with that held offer or whatever you want to call it, in and around those the mid 213s, it would seem. So yeah, let's see, quick little scalp there, nothing too crazy, but yeah, just a quick scalp going into the end of the day, just taking off more of what it's been showing us along the way here pretty much all day. So that's what I got going on here on Amazon. But we only have about, I guess, 20 minutes left for these imbalances. Softy is still holding pretty strong there. That's an aggressive flush that I just saw come in. Does that get absorbed? We're holding that 21,900 on the Nasdaq pretty well as well. I think that was that the I want to see where that is relative to the CPI level here. So I'm just going to pull up my chart. Let's take a quick look and pull up the Nasdaq and see where that is relative to that CPI high. So we'll go to the 3-minute. That was just yesterday. So let's see where that reaction high brought us into. That's 22,100 right here. Currently trading at 9. So 21. Like in and around here. So yeah, consolidating. We didn't quite make it. We're still kind of, I guess, technically still a lower high than yesterday. We drove a lot of selling into the after hours and in the pre-market as well, I guess, during the overnight session, basically. But consolidating pretty much sideways after stepping up off of the morning range here on the day. So I just wanted to know what it was, where it was sitting relative to that, because I was like, are we close? I forgot what the price, the reference high was off the CPI. But again, yesterday we saw that whole CPI move get pretty reverted back down here, and then we get a bit of a reversion of the reversion coming into today.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's ebbs and flows of price action.
Oh, I love it,
man.
man.
It's like leg up, leg down. You can call it a reversion, but it's just the ebbs and flows of price action sometimes.
Just bounced off 61.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching there. But VWAP holding pretty well here on Amazon. Sure, it's only 30 pennies, but I'll take whatever the market is giving me at this point. Again, going to the end of the day. All we've been doing for majority of the day was consolidating. Sure, that morning strength was pretty aggressive, but not really seeing anything too crazy just yet. QBTS saying Travis. So yeah, let's take a quick look at some of those nuclear and quantum names, because again, we know they're definitely in play. So let's pull that in and take a quick look at some of those. So IONQ is the first one I'm going to start off with, and then we can just take a look at SMR as well. So IONQ, let me just make this a little bit bigger here. Maybe we can follow along. So IONQ yesterday and for the past few days, we kind of talked about this range. Today, we traded at the lower end of that range, not really going back all the way up to 44s, I think it was. But yeah, nothing too crazy there. On that name, and the other one was SMR. So let's take a quick look at that one as well. SMR, I know a lot of people were trading Oklo. Oklo coming out last night with, I think it was a 300 million offering, something like that, 400 million offering. Regardless, they were offering shares, and we tanked off of that. But today, SMR holding pretty well. OKLO. Let's see if this one is doing okay here. Nice little push all the way up to 71s. What a clean hold. And look at that trend break reversion that's happening as of, I guess, when is this? 1, 2 o'clock-ish. So beautiful, coming all the way back in, going into the close. So strong moves here on some of these nuclear and quantum names. Again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, and I think Sean was asking me, which one would I bet on, nuclear or quantum? And I was like, well, if we figure out nuclear, if we figure out power there, not only will it be pretty solid for quantum tech, but oh boy, did it come in and cover me? I think it might have as well. So I'm just going to wait for that last one on top of the VWAP there on Amazon. Again, we're closing into those imbalances. I do probably want to be a little bit flat there, but Softy maybe potentially finally breaking a little bit of its trend. So let's take a quick look at that one and maybe define some trend as well on Microsoft. So Softy right here. Chop and grind. Sure. Here's the thing. You throw on a moving average. Let me get rid of VWAP here, and let's see if we can throw on just a moving average here. You know what? We'll just go 9. We'll go with the 9 EMA. That's fine. 9 EMA pullback. 9 EMA. Can I just get a regular moving average? Here we go. EMA. That's fine. Whatever. It's not that. huge of a, I guess maybe some people would argue there's a little bit of a difference, but just for right now, the purpose of right now, I think that's what I'm going to use. Let's move up to a time frame as well. So 15 minutes right here, holding the 9 EMA pretty well for majority of the day. So this is what I mean. Whatever you're using to define trend, has it been holding? Yeah, it's been holding pretty well here. But if you're kind of using shorter time frames or shorter time frame kind of trends there, you can see kind of trend breaks there, drops down, trend breaks there. There's ebbs and flows to the bigger picture action. That's what I was kind of getting at before as well. So let's see, Amazon, it seems like we're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna cancel that a little bit here and cover a decent chunk of that right there. So boom, on top of VWAP, I was just looking for a quick scalp into VWAP right there. So majority of that position pretty much done there. But Softy, let's see if that starts to crack a little bit here. Again, it's been holding on the 15. There were times we looked weak, we dipped down into it, but look at this, 15-minute wicks back to back pretty much all day. Finally catching a little bit of consolidation with the current bar maybe going to close underneath. We haven't had a single bar really close underneath the 9 EMA after the morning session here. So again, that's one way you can potentially use to define trend. Let's see if that breaks. You can see a little bit of a similarity from yesterday here. On the day, maybe you have one candle that closes on the pullback and then reclaims, and then you get that strong flush after you get that whole candle kind of opening and closing below that. Again, some people like to define trend that way. I don't always define trend that way, but when I do, I, again, use a lot of different kind of tools and indicators and price action and tape, and chart to kind of define trends. There's so many different ways I feel like you can do that. So let's see. People asking, does Obi breathe while talking? Well, I don't know. Obi doesn't need to breathe. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm definitely breathing, but just kind of bringing that to you guys here. But let's see what Adara has to say.
The show is brought to you by our friends at eSignal. Traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We are waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize, because our platform is everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts predict with back testing, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips. That is an all-in-one platform, so do not miss out. Execute your best trades now with eSignal. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. Back to you.
Thank you, Dara, for all that. Okay, so I did take a little bit out of GameStop because it went to the 50-period moving average, and we're running out of time right now. But there it goes, man. Maybe GameStop does have this move in it into the end of the day, right? I mean, we already talked about, me and Obi and I are here at Real Trading, and we need to be flat in and around 4 p.m. So, you know, I can't wait for like an after hours movement. Like, I do think GameStop's going to move after hours. Join Adair and I after hours as we'll break down Adobe, Restoration Hardware, and any other name that happens to report. So, again, just I'm going to get out of. Okay, well, there. It's got 98s. I was going to get out of a little bit more there as we're starting to go back up. My next offer is still at 2230s, which is right into here. So, you know, we're offering this. So maybe we do get a little bit of a bump up, but let's just take out some trades there. You know, we've had a little bit of the afternoon's been fine. You know, we lost on that Tesla. Other than that, man, we shorted NVIDIA, and I know you're in still Amazon. It's about equal, right? That's 30 cents. Like, that's 90s there down into the 60s. We were just, this was the much bigger, you can see my average price 84. Like, this was a little bit of a smaller take, and then there, right? This was just getting excited, but we had sort of got some out there, held some back up to the upside. So now let's wait to see what winds up happening with NVIDIA, hoping for lower. But I do see that the 50-period moving average, I didn't see that before. Let me put a bid out at 73. At least we'll get something there, and it will make some kind of sense to me. And then, well, if we can get it at all. And then I'm just looking lower here. Let's see if those imbalances do come. We still have 12 minutes, and these are the imbalances that we're talking about. See if we get any early indication on anything here. So sort it by size. Okay, so HPE with a sell. That might be something. And what else is on here? Asana, that's nothing. By the way, I went to Asana today. That was pretty nice during lunchtime. Okay, UNH has had a huge move back up, right?
Whoa.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant just
not intraday, my bad.
I was looking for that breakout, actually. I think higher time frame.
Yeah, so yeah, we can look at that.
315 halves, I think. We pointed out in the pre-market, maybe.
Yeah. I don't remember talking about it, but we made it. We may have, yeah.
This high right there.
That little wick?
That little wick high right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's 313 half.
Yeah.
But
What did it do after we broke that in intraday?
Yeah, so we can have a quick look. Yeah. So here we go, man. Here's a little bit of a longer time frame. So we kind of got going right away, real early, 306, 307, 308. These are the levels. We're kind of here right now.
Yeah.
So there's the 315 break. If you're looking at 314 and change, it was pretty choppy. But yeah, so not a significant move. I mean, really the move was from the morning. And if you just somehow held that, you got 12 bucks.
That's yesterday, I think. Yeah.
No, this is, wait a minute, where's the 12th? Oh, 12, right here.
So that's
yeah, sorry, 306. Yeah, we weren't down at 300, yeah. So here's the open here, Obi, good call. So 310, and again, look what happened. We came back into 309 there, and then this move. So Adara with some news.
MP here, MP Materials. We know this one's been on watch here as this kind of mineral play. Apparently, I'm seeing reports here circulate on X that Trump advisors are seeing this company as a possible recipient of funding. They're apparently, there's also a different report here that I guess the U.S. is looking at a potential plan to use Defense Production Act for rare earths. So keep an eye here on MP Materials. Again, apparently this company is being viewed as a potential beneficiary here from some funding. Back to you.
All right, I did hear some about that, about the rare. I went over to Palantir and was like, okay, funding, but no, that had nothing to do with that. So MP is a good one. UAMY, maybe moving on something like that, but yeah, no, not really. So it looks like MP there, the big one as well. So yeah, all right. So that was UNH. Yeah, good little move there. I did see Novo Nordisk had a little bit of news today as well, just recently. Eli Lilly down, but I think NVO broke through 80 bucks or so there. Yeah, so they did, and yeah, NVO up 2%. Right there, Novo Nordisk. So you can see a nice little recovery in that name, although, you know, Eli Lilly's kind of not near the highs. The highs are, what, 9 and change on Eli Lilly? I'm not sure if it broke through 1,000. But you could see here, Novo, big move down, right? 150 its high, it's chopped in half. You're at 80 bucks right now. So Novo Nordisk has a little ways to go until we get back into those levels of 150. But again, pretty good, pretty constructive off that bottom. 55 bucks up to $80, you know, pretty much in a straight line. That's a good move there for NVO. Let me just double check before I mention that, because now I'm wondering if Eli Lilly, what its high was. Yeah, so no, 940, I guess. Was that the all-time highs? Are we getting higher than that after that? There's 980. Yeah, so getting close to 1,000 there. We'll see if Eli Lilly has 1,000 in it. I say Eli Lilly's north of $1,000 over the next 6 months. I think that you can get 20% from here, which brings it close enough to that. So we'll see if Eli Lilly wants to work out, you know, back up into its highs. There's still a little room to go. So underperforming the market right now, as the Nasdaq and ES are close to all-time highs again, not Eli Lilly. So, all right, let's go. We need NVIDIA to drop down here. We only have 8 minutes to go before we have to, unfortunately, get out of these positions, and then I'm going to go over there and do the recap show with Adara. So let's get NVIDIA a little bit lower. I'm still bidding 50s for it. I mean, hoping that we get a flush. Remember, there could be a big sell imbalance. The problem with the buy imbalance is that buy imbalance could be 5 million shares. We've seen it before. And then, you know, all of a sudden what's at 145 is nothing, because it can rip up there and it can pair off even on the close. So I'm not sure what to do now with it, and whenever I'm to say that, I should bid something out. Let's bid some more 71s, and then we'll just call it a day and wait for 50s. So we'll bid some 71s, see if we can get that right now on NVIDIA. Then we'll wait for our bid at 50, where the 200 period moving average, there we go, we get the 71s. We'll wait there, that's 65. Here's where we're waiting, right down here. I'm actually bidding 52, so that matches with what I'm trying to do. Let's see if we can get lower here on NVDA and have a great little close. Honestly, man, that would be nice. If we can get a move down, it would help out your position greatly.
I've covered the majority of.
Okay, well, you're still short. So.
Yeah, I'm still short. I'm just looking, kind of just cruising, looking for this. I mean, we talk about that hold of that 21,900. Guess what? We're kind of pulling into that right here, and Amazon's just doing a little bit more of the same, kind of coming back to the bottom end of that range there. So yeah, I covered the majority of it on VWAP because that's what I was looking for. But guess what? Again, it's not going to do everything exactly as you're looking for, and we're pulling back in a little bit lower to some of these prior lows here. But going into the end of the day, we only have about I guess 17 minutes left here until the bell. But 7 minutes left until these imbalances come in. And Christopher Mulligan asking, thank you for the super chat, why shop is drowning? It hates the highs. Well, let's see. take a look at Shop, and yes, don't forget, it's a Canadian company. Shopify, and let's see what this one. Oh, a little bit of a sale happening here on Shopify from yesterday. Again, yesterday pretty strong, but very directional to the downside here. Yeah, why is it going down, man? I don't know. Again, way above my pay grade there, but reverting prior day's action is what it seems like it's doing right now. Let's just go to higher time frame. Let's go maybe even higher than that and take a look at maybe a much bigger picture. I like to go to the hourly. I know a lot of people use daily. Dailies, I use the daily as well, but I like the hourlies as well because they kind of tend to encapsulate some of the after hours and the pre-market action as well. Again, this action right here from the earnings is just going to look like a gap on the daily. Here, let me show you. I throw up that daily right here. Look at that. Boom. Nice little, where it is. Look at all these gaps, probably around earnings, but you don't know how sure, we gapped up and we opened much higher, but there's also, in my opinion, information in and around some of those gaps as well. But again, maybe the most important information might just be that we gapped up or down, right? Who knows? But yeah, selling to the downside as of right now, reverting back yesterday's action, but nothing crazy just yet. We're still holding prior week. You can see this nice little consolidation from last week, and we attempted to step up and push a little bit higher there. I don't know if there was news on Shopify, but it definitely did a little bit of relative volume yesterday, and coming down off of that unusual volume from yesterday, it's kind of selling off today. So I guess that's a look there on Shopify. Marcus Steven Johnson, thank you for the super chat there. And I think he's got the money eyes right there. Nice, thank you for that one. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been trading some of these great opportunities that the market has been providing us. I think some of the top trades on the day today, again, Oracle, that long was absolutely beautiful. What else did we had? We had the IPO, which was Chime. The long was there. The short was, I guess, if you were kind of waiting, the short was great through the 42. So shout out to anybody who had that one. And yeah, GameStop as well. Again, we know that Sean's been involved in GameStop. Probably, again, I'm talking to Wayne on the side. He's like, yeah, it's probably the best mean reversion on the day by far. Yes, I agree. I love mean reversions, and that by far was probably the most clear and clean mean reversion on the day, going straight to VWAP as soon as that seller lifts. So beautiful stuff on that one there. So lots of opportunities. Now again, that's stuff that kind of aligned with what I'm looking at and what my playbook is. But guess what? There was probably hundreds of other trades that I'm not seeing. Thousands. You guys probably thousands of trades. Yeah, remember, you know about the Wilshire 5000? It's like a thing that tracks it. It's like here. Okay. I'll have it on my watch list. I don't even know. Not a lot of people look at it, but
I don't think Obi is more of a bear or a bull trader. I don't think that makes any sense.
Trader.
We have the ability here, and especially when we train traders and stuff like that, to not worry about long versus short. Like if there's an idea that Obi wants, like you paid for Circle shorts, and you didn't take any of them today, I don't think. No, I don't. Circle and CoreWeave, but we have the ability to go short and long, and so I'll let Obi answer the question, but I saw it in there and I knew you were looking something up, so I didn't know if you missed that. But yeah, it has nothing to do with long or short, but the one thing it has to do with right now is we'll go bullish right now on GameStop. And we have the ability to switch it up, man. I mean, I'll go from long NVIDIA to short NVIDIA. I think we actually even did that today, where we were long and then we flipped over to the short. It's just a matter of where do we see the price action, what are our ideas, and I was just over there talking with Adair as I was setting up for the recap show, and we're just talking about sometimes the lines and the trend lines, they don't work, and it's like, yeah, sometimes VWAP won't hold, sometimes it will, and it's just a matter of getting comfortable in your strategies and what you're looking for. It's just like right here on NVIDIA, right? Like, look at that out we just got, Bobby. It came right into our level. So if I don't draw, and I'm not the one drawing it, but if I don't have this 200 period moving average there, then I probably don't sit there, and it came in and gave me that out, and that's a great out, and then it pops up 20 cents from there, right? So it's like you got to have those in there to play, and that was a pretty good out. So we're happy with that. And then there goes GME as well, trying to pop off, but it comes right back into these. See, sometimes you don't need lines. You just kind of need support and resistance areas. And different traders will use volume profile. They'll use MACDs. They'll use RSIs, price action, imbalances, IPO trades, rebate trades like Neil does. We talk about that all the time. Breakout trades like I try to do. It tend to not work sometimes. Yeah, so far so good. So it's all good. Right now, and we'll just wait for those imbalances in under a minute. But, we have a super chat. Oh, thank you for that, Andre. I missed it. All right, love you guys. I've been watching you guys now for 4 years. Why? Thank you, Exotic Trades. We really love that. Not only do I learn a lot, but I get a lot of great laughs. Well, hey, that's what we're trying to do as well. Keep on what you guys are doing. Love emoji or heart emoji there as well. Charts and... a trophy. So yeah, thank you so much, Exotic Trades. We really appreciate that. And, right back at you. So thank you so much for all of that, man. Do I still believe BTC will hit? Yeah, on Father's Day. I think that was what Neil said. I actually said tomorrow. I said on Friday, because BTC is at the same level now that it was Monday. Yeah. So it's kind of done nothing there. Yeah. I mean, Father's Day was just a fun thing because, Neil and I are fathers, and, we talked about that would be like kind of a nice gift to get. Well, here we go. The imbalances are now out. Hey. So the Nasdaq moved, GameStop, maybe not even on here right now. Apple with the sell side imbalance. I do have to get rid of these sources because we only want the live ones. There we go. So HPE, TLT, Asana, Kava. Not Kava, Microsoft with a sell, so that's good. NVIDIA not really doing anything, of course, but going up. Like I can't get a sell on NVIDIA today, the day I'm short. Okay, so anyways, we're not averaging into this. It looks like GME did not give me what I needed. So on that note, let's just get out of GameStop if we're able to. I could cross down and punch that 97. Let me see if we're lucky enough to get a 98 fill here on GameStop, and then we'll get out for a slight little profit on our last piece there for GME because there really isn't anything there. Maybe I'll just punch out and take the half print on this. We don't have enough. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. All right, we did it. We're out there. I punched out, probably got the half print because I used the routing key. Yep, so we're all good on that. Yeah. So there it is. Not a great end to anything. We kind of were in here, and then good move. We never got out of anything lower than where we bought, so since it broke, it was pretty good, and we'll be roughly flat on GameStop. So yeah, that was more of a break than I thought. Remember, our break was 56. We get 71s there, so that hurt, stuck us $100. It basically made it back. So, okay, there's a nice buyer there as well. But okay, maybe we get a downside push now for NVIDIA, but I'm going to start to get some more out here, Obi.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything too crazy on these here imbalances, but yeah, a little bit of I guess a push down on Google. Google might be poised for that day low, coming in at 174.73. But going back to what I was talking about, the Wilshire 5000 total market index is a little bit of it measures a little bit of market breadth, but by definition, again, it's designed to capture the performance of virtually the entire U.S. equity market, large caps, mid caps, small caps, micro caps, and all of it. So that's why sometimes it's called the definitive barometer of the U.S. stock market. Again, it first got published December 31st, 1970 here. Again, I was just talking to GPT, being like, give me a quick rundown of what it is, because I'm like, yeah, it measures a little bit of breadth, but it's pretty much everything here. And you can see from 2015, nice little indicator as well, right, of total market kind of sentiment, and you can see very, very clean sense of uptrend. Now, this is on a daily here. Let's go to the weekly, and you can see this now. Of course, as a day trader, you're probably not using this information, but you can see right there, 1970. Since then, stock only go up, market only go up, and that's again a little. It's an indicator for pretty much a lot of, or pretty much all of the U.S. equity market there, composed of 5,000 stocks. Boom. So yeah, you've heard of the S&P 500. You've heard of the Nasdaq 100. This is the Wilshire 5000. All right, and it's not chartable. Oh, there it is right there. It's just yeah, it's not chartable. It's not tradable. Right. I don't think it's tradable. Not that I know of. But you do have that chart on it. So okay. All right, let's have a quick little look at some names that we haven't looked at much this afternoon. Oklo with a nice move down. Boom. Just getting crushed right here, right now, right back into where we were off the open.
we had talked about like how this makes some sense that we like this stock because, again, they raise the capital. That doesn't mean anything other than it just gives them more cash in order to operate. And had that move up and right into $71. And that's kind of where we were yesterday. At the close, I believe yesterday's close was 60, is that yesterday? Yeah, so we actually had that, there's the move down. So there's 69, we break that up to 71 for Oklo. Was that the new high there? Yeah, so it actually made new highs today on that news, which is kind of strange. Now down 10% from its new all-time high on Oklo, $71, now down $7, so 10% down now from its highs. So you were up 4% or so, now down 6%. Oklo getting lower. And we just got some more outs there on NVIDIA, so we're getting lighter and lighter on this one. What's up, Adara?
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Trade the Pool. One for all, the new trading competition from Trade the Pool. Never been done before. Everyone will be trading together on one shared account with $1 million buying power. This starts from June 16th, ends on June 18th. The goal, to beat the QQQs. For example, if the Qs move by 3% up or down, we're going to aim for more. And what's in it for you may ask? Well, everybody wins. Plus, there's $675,000 available in prizes. That is 20 evaluation accounts up for grabs. So that's one account, one mission, one for all. Scan the QR code and join the team now. Back to you.
So it's just like if you're using good size on all of those, you're going to have one great day and hopefully one decently bad day. We're just talking about like when you size up your shares, and I talked about this sort of with Adara as well. It's like some days you're going to be down $1,000 and other days you're going to be up $1,000. It's about like dealing with it at the end of the month. Like when that paycheck comes in, what does it look like at that point? Because if you take like all of these trades, like we lost on that Chime, but we made more, obviously, than we lost on Chime, we made on Circle, right? And so it's like looking at it like that, I can feel bad that this had happened there today, but that's a keystroke error, so I don't feel that bad on Chime. Like I didn't realize, I left thinking I didn't have an order out, and I did, so it IPO'd, and the trade worked perfect. Like, so for me, it didn't work perfectly. I mean, we'd like to see it continue to go higher, but it opens and boom, and I know it worked because Sharif took $1. But, we didn't because we weren't sitting here because I forgot about that. And then it comes right back down. So I got to keep in my mind that trade works. We barely lost anything yesterday on Voyager, which didn't work for it, right? And so I feel fine with that kind of a trade. I just feel like sad, I guess. I don't know if the word is sad, disappointed in myself, I guess, that, we had left that order in and cost us a little bit of money there. And again, we don't talk about totals, but it costed something. There. So that wasn't good. And then honestly, Palantir right here, we took a decent size shot there. And this is kind of the stuff I'm talking about with Obi. And it's like, some days it's going to come into here and rip up like it did and just keep on going. And we've had those days where we're spinning the thing, $1, $2, $5, $10 winners, so on and so forth. And other days it loses and it boom to the downside. So you get hit, but it's minimal, right? And the same thing here with Tesla. Like I took the shot there. It goes this way. If it goes that way, then it's different, and you're talking about a different afternoon. But all in all, this is what trading is, man. You make the decisions, the best ones you can, and you just hope that you have the shares when the move goes in your favor, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing that every single day. So not a positive day for me today. We had a great trade on the TQs early, which was right here. Never went against us. That was a good one. GameStop was fun, but flat on it. And then the other trades I just talked about, NVIDIA, Palantir, Qs, Tesla, and Chime. Other than that, we don't have anything. And then GameStop, look, like that was a good decision. We got some out at 10s, and you saw me get them out at 98, so we don't have to hold that against us. So yeah, there's gonna be some bad ones and some good ones. But here comes NVIDIA. I actually wanted to sit here and see. We're almost out of every, as soon as the imbalances hit and we got these, we're almost out. So we're just going to wait because here it goes. Do we break 145 here at the end of the day where there it is.
Boom, there's buddy.
Okay, so that's only 500,000 shares if it's only 5,000, but I think the digits extend. So
I'm use the closing print to take them out? Like what's in what?
Yeah, I'm not, but you can. Oh, are they going to use it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, whoever.
I think they are, but we don't know what the closing print is, right? Because right here on there it is, the buy. Yes, there's 10 million shares right there.
There you go.
So, but that had to be paired off. So right now there's only 1 million left, which takes probably care of everything. So there's another 700,000 right there. Sorry, that's only 70,000. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening here at the close with only a minute and a half left. Looks like it's not going to be too exciting, but NVIDIA into the close. We'll see what happens at 145.
Yeah, I'm glad I covered the last of the M's on where I did, as again, it just ripping back to the upside there with a little bit of a bid coming into the last minute of the day. And I'm kind of reading the chat here. A lot of people talking about like, market this and market that. And I agree with some of the people in there that are like, getting tired of people coming in here and blaming the market. Listen, man, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. It's you who has to make the right decisions and protect the mental, take the trades. At the end of the day, if you're busy blaming the market, then I feel like that's a little bit of a I don't want to be abrasive, but it's a little bit of a lost. You're not looking in the right way. You're not perceiving the game in the right perspective if you're pointing fingers at the market and not yourself. That's all I'm going to say about that. But only about 30 seconds left. Oh boy, that is a lot of size at 145s. Oh my God, and I think that's probably going to get taken coming into the close here. So yeah, 145 with only 10 seconds left.
It's going to cancel at 4.
You think they're going to spoof?
No, it's not spoofing. I think the order is a good to go market, good to close, like market order. They're like, it'll cancel. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bang.
Did it take him out? They took him out? Oh, no. We printed some.
We printed
He's still
some.
there. He's still there.
I'm still in.
Was
so
that a Nasdaq book? Yeah, that's probably.
I'm getting out. So there we go. I just got out 91s there. So it did not break it. What I meant was, I got to go over there because Adobe's coming. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's the order. It is 3 million shares. It is 3 million shares right there. That's 3 million on Nasdaq. Yeah. So somebody, maybe it's Neil at home trading, but there's 3 million. There's 3. So see, it's starting to get canceled. Yeah. You see?
They're pulling.
So they're pulling. So there it goes. Look at this. All the orders now coming off. Bye-bye. You're going to see this rip through 145. There it goes. 14. All right. Bye-bye. 9. There it goes. There can't see. Bye-bye. So exactly what we thought would happen is happening.
Spoofing, man.
It's not spoofing. The order's done at 4.
Yeah.
So people.
So he just pulls the order at 4?
Well, it's like, yeah, I don't know if you day trade, but you can. I don't mean this. I mean in like a Webull account or something.
Yeah, no, I know.
You can post your order good till close.
Yeah. Okay, so that it'll pull that.
Right,
yeah.
so I'm saying that someone there offered 4 million shares or whatever, and they're like, if I don't get the fill by 4 o'clock, cancel it. That's what.
Yeah, that's.
I don't mean obviously.
That's it's like you're making a joke. I'm still trying to figure it out, Sean.
All right. Take us in. I'm going to go over there, and my job ain't done. Yeah. Thanks for everything you did today, Obi. And I don't know, Neil hasn't messaged anybody today, or not me, anyways, about being ill again. So hopefully he'll come in tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you on the flip side. I'll be back over Adobe earnings right now.
Yeah. Stick around, guys. But yeah, it was crazy. That 145 on NVIDIA basically held the line, hold the door at 145 there during the day. And that was, again, 30,000 lots. So each lot being 100 shares. So 30,000 lots kind of just holding on the offer there. Where's the chart right here? So yeah, this was the NVIDIA chart. You can see clean kind of hold at the highs. Going into the end of the day, kind of knocking on the door there, attempting to push. But again, a lot of sellers there. There's definitely supply. We have to overcome some of that supply in order to push through those prices. But yeah, maybe a little bit of some mechanic there, that 145 pulling off of the order book. But should be interesting coming into tomorrow as that 145, or to see what that 145 does. Very strong market coming into today, especially on NVIDIA, especially on the SPY and the Nasdaq as well. I'm curious to know, do we hold that strength going into the end of the week? We saw how this week started, and we're closing off with a little bit of strength. So I'll see you guys around. And don't go anywhere. We got Sean and Nadera with a market recap. We got Adobe on the docket. Take it easy, guys.
What's up, everybody? I mean, you're probably sick and tired of me. What's up, everybody? You're probably sick and tired of me, but now I'm with Adara. So, Adara, what's going on? All right, so I don't know if Adobe's out or not, but
it's not.
It's not. Okay, so we just got a $2 move. Wow. The expected move, Adara, according to your notes, of course, 7%. So we'll wait to see if we do get a 7% move or not on Adobe right now. So closing price for Adobe in and around right here, up 0.6%. We'll figure out where this goes. What we're looking for Adobe is an EPS of $4.97 with revenues of $5.8 billion. That's it. So we'll wait. So that's the top and the bottom line. $4.97 and $5.80 right there. There it is, man. Oracle. We can start talking about the day here a little bit if we want to.
Let's do that.
So Oracle closes at record highs right now, closing the day just north of $200, up 13%. It's showing 199.74, but it's pulling back a little bit. There's the last little tick upside right there for Oracle, $200.29. What a great report for Oracle. And again, Larry Ellison saying there's so much business, he doesn't know what to do with it. That's always going to be a good sign. So there goes Oracle. Nice move back up there to the upside for Oracle. I don't have Restoration Hardware. We're waiting for that. And then we're also waiting for Adobe to come out, right? Adobe, interesting name. I think Adobe's going to have to talk, obviously, about AI. And there's so much now, generation of art and creating photos. You do a great, by the way, what do you use to do all
I
that?
use Canva.
Okay.
And I was also impacted by the Google outage, which apparently is now resolved because
good.
I was trying to get my Google Sheets for my Adobe, like all of the data, connect to my Canva, and it kept giving me issues. And so I initially posted my post, just like, you know, the facts, and I was like, well, maybe we won't get an infographic. Then, of course, the issue resolved, so I just tagged it after. But yeah, apparently the issue is entirely resolved now. Yeah, Canva's really good, and it's also free.
A lot cheaper, yeah, exactly. Marissa, my wife, uses Canva as well. I think there's a paid version because
there's a paid version
I keep seeing
as well.
the bill every month. So I don't.
Adobe is
Okay,
not seeing numbers yet.
All right, so Adobe's now out. So let's go, man. This is why. Yeah. There goes Adobe. So Dara already has a number. Nice move up there for Adobe, up to 440. Give it to us.
Okay, apparently record revenue here for the quarter, $5.87 billion. I'm seeing estimates of $5.79 billion. Does look like a beat. Revenue up 11% year over year. Diluted earnings per share, $3.94, $5.06 here on a non-GAAP basis. And that is, guys, a double beat. So here we go. As mentioned here, record quarterly revenue. That's certainly above estimates. Earnings of $5.06 per share versus $4.96 expected. That would be a beat. Cash flows from operations, $2.19 billion. Remaining performance obligations here of 67%. Digital media segment revenue up 11% year over year. Currently recurring revenue here, 12% up on a year over year basis. Digital experience segment revenue, 10% growth. Digital experience subscription revenue, 11% growth. So growth across the board, long story short. We're going to have to wait here. Let me see if we have RH. Right now, nothing seems to be clouding Adobe's results too hard, so we're going to have to wait to see if that changes. RH is out as well, Sean. I'm going to look through that really quickly if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah, no, let's go. So if RH is out, we'll get a quick look at what it's doing. So it is going higher. We'll get those numbers in just a couple minutes. We want to thank you, David, again, for the 5 memberships. Thank you so much right there. We really appreciate that. There we go, man. We need more. Thank you so much for all of that as our returning viewers are coming in. Aura is the new crypto on steroids. Okay, thank you so much for that, Mark, the realtor. If you ever need a realtor, hit up Mark. All right, RH. Right now looks pretty flat, Adara. Before I go over to you on it, let's just check back in on Adobe. Adobe is pulling back in right now, so it does hit about that 7% move as you had written down there. So nice move up there for Adobe, pulling back, giving back half right now, 430. But it's RH time. So Adara, what do those numbers look like?
RH is pretty clunky here. Certainly not restoring investors' confidence after their 40% drop last earnings report. 40%, guys. Right now, we're not down nearly that much. Adjusted earnings of 13 cents per share versus a 9-cent loss expected. Sales, $813.95 million versus $818.12 million expected. So they beat on EPS, they missed on sales. And RH as well, I'm going to see if I can pull up the daily on this because they were a name that got hit really hard on tariffs. So this one, again, down 40% on earnings. Happened to have its earnings, unfortunately, come out like right before Liberation Day. Actually, no, it looks like the day after Liberation Day, so really bad look for Restoration Hardware. Has been on a downtrend ever since. Let's see how this fares. I think if we can stay above this recent support area and previous resistance, mind you, at 165, maybe a good look. We're gonna have to wait and find out what happens here at Restoration Hardware, Restoration Hardware. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this name. Again, Adobe double beat. I am not seeing anything here about their, RH has been really floppy here. I have their guidance now for Adobe as well, so I'll go over that quickly. They're guiding Q3 earnings between $5.15 to $5.20 per share. That would be a beat, or I guess above estimates here. Sales, they're guiding between 5.875 billion to 5.925 billion, also above estimates. So both their EPS and their sales guide actually above estimates here. They also raised their fiscal 2025 sales guide here. That is ADBE. They're now guiding adjusted earnings between 2050 and 2070 per share, above estimates of 2036, raising their sales guidance from to a range between 23.5 billion to 23.6 billion. That's also above estimates. So guys, just to recap, double beat, above expectations guidance for Q3, and they're raising guidance here for fiscal 2025, also above estimates. I'm not seeing much that's rough about this report, if anything, Sean. It's a good look.
Yeah, there was California Senator Alex Padilla there forcibly removed from his news conference.
It wasn't
How long
even
ago
his.
was that?
It wasn't market moving, so I didn't talk about it.
Right, okay.
It was earlier today. It was the Department of Homeland Security held a conference.
Right.
Alex Padilla was not pleased.
Oh.
He was taken out, and it's been covered really heavily since.
Okay, good. Yeah, I
That's
just
the Cliff Notes.
yeah, I just see like a I wasn't sure if it was live or not, but obviously
No,
you've
it's a while
already-
ago, like an hour
Okay,
or
so
something.
not going to be market moving there. I was wondering if there was something going on there. But look at Adobe, man. It just came all the way back in. So as Adobe there, you just went over the information, and I'm a little bit disappointed because I don't own the shares. I thought it was going to go, and I was interested in that name again, but I'm not in it. I think this is vulnerable to AI. We sort of talked about that, and the other versions available, like a Canva, that's going to be a little bit cheaper than that. Is GameStop moving at all in the after hours? No, not. Oh, yes. What am I talking about? GameStop had a nice move up there. We just sold at the end of the day in this 21.98 is where we got out. And it started to make a move down, and we thought we were pretty good like that. And there it goes back up to the upside. So I was talking about wanting to hold it into the after hours, but obviously we do the show, and I can't run back and forth to trade this thing. So we did get stopped out, or not stopped out. We punched ourselves out there at the close, but right now, a nice move back up for 22.28. GameStop was really interesting today as they did, release that $1.75 billion convertible offering, which I believe they're going to put it into Bitcoin. And we saw it just get hammered to the downside. Like, I wish I was here and saw this, and I didn't see it. I didn't even start really trading until about 1 o'clock again this afternoon, which is no excuse because it goes from 22 all the way to the downside. But it was brought to our attention by someone in the chat, and I hadn't seen anything like this, where it was just hovering, and then boom, and we exploded once it was broken, and there goes GameStop right now. I'm just happy that we called this move in the after hours. I'm sad I'm not in it, but we were in it. We were long GameStop off of this break, and right now it's going right back. We have some outs. I could probably log in over here, but it was, which I know I can. We're up to those highs again, and now trying to break long on GameStop. So yeah, man, nice move upside right there. Why damn it, Streamlabs? Oh yeah, we got some Streamlabs. We got Stream Deck right here. If you're losing on the spins there, the millionaire, just keep trying. Eventually you'll win or not. It's funny. My wife said there was a sign that said something like, as a Gambler Anonymous sign, and it said, 20% of those that gamble eventually go bankrupt. So the funny part about that is, I'll take those odds.
Yeah, I was going to say those odds are not very bad.
No, so I think as a gambler, you might see that sign and be like, all right, I'm going.
I'm going to be like the 80%.
Right. Only 20%?
Yeah.
So I was like, I take those odds.
That's an interesting one for sure.
That's silly. Okay. All right, so let's go, man. Today's session was a pretty violent one. Tesla to take some sort of a power.
Apparently, Nikkei is reporting that Tesla is going to be taking a Japan virtual power plant business nationwide. I would love more info on this story because right now I just have the headline. If I find any more info, I'll let you know. Someone was asking too about this WLGS. It's a small cap, 41% short float, some social media attention, no news.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it must have been a meme. My wife had saw that gambling thing. That was pretty funny. But just as I was going to say that today's show and today's trading was really dominated by intraday catalysts, right? We had President Trump bill signing ceremony at 11 a.m., eliminating California's EV mandate, which is why I sort of called up Tesla. Let me go to a 10-minute chart here. So you could see we did have that move down. There's noon, nice downside play there. We just talked about that. And he was noted that he was eager to speak to Tesla CEO Elon Musk, again, former ally, I think probably still is. President Trump also said that he loves China and is excited about their deal. But then, he thinks he can also keep TikTok here as well. I think part of the Oracle story, I'm wondering about TikTok and Oracle, so that could have been something there, especially if it keeps it in the United States. Will Oracle be the server side for TikTok? That's something there. I believe they already are, so we'll wait on that. AMD was on watch, of course, today as they had their event come through, and there goes AMD to the downside. So again, another event-driven trade as AMD kind of makes those highs, intraday highs anyways, around 11, 12 o'clock. Then it starts, and then it goes downside, like we saw with WWDC and Apple.
Oh boy.
We saw Google pull some back down as well. Is there an oh boy story or just oh boy?
No, I was just oh boying at AMD. And
yeah, I want to make sure. I don't want to miss any stories because
there's a story I will.
Yeah, okay, good. Anything can pop out. Please interrupt, obviously, ASAP on that one as well. All right, and then we had a big trade on NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA today really got back up to that 145, and we saw it live there, and unfortunately it didn't really break here in the after hours, but we saw NVIDIA with at least, I thought, 5 million shares when I was looking at it. Then at the end of the day, it was about 3.8 million shares live on your level 2 screen. We were able to hit that to the downside once we saw that. So we were short NVIDIA early, short NVIDIA early, right? Get stopped out, then Rhea put the short on right there, giving us a decent day on NVIDIA, but at the end of it, we closed near those highs of 145. Let's see if NVIDIA can get above 145 tomorrow, and if we do, then we use that as our springboard to the upside as we look to take out all-time highs on NVDA 152, right there, 153.31 or so, 153, let's call it. All-time highs there for NVIDIA. I think it could be in play tomorrow if we get some more news on anything, really. We have no idea. And then likewise, today we did have a good move up for Oklo in the middle of the day. Obviously, yesterday afternoon, right here, right now on this show, we got the Oklo $400 million offering, and that was good. Received well. I think it could have gone a lot lower. We had a 26% move yesterday in Oklo, followed by, again, look at this move. Like, we had that down there, and it's just so stupid because we had Steve Gomez from Trade Ideas, shout out to Trade Ideas right here, the charting that we're using. We had him on the morning show, and I was like, yeah, this is good news for Oklo. I mean, it got bought up. There, it didn't look like it wanted to crank lower. And yeah, as soon as we opened up, Oklo didn't really see lows, flushed a little bit through $63, got into $62.80, and then it was upside where it's Oklo, not Oklo.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I was
Oklo.
wondering why you were saying Oklo. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Oklo. I don't know how we could put that phonetically in the chat, but like, oh boy, Oklo. I think.
I'm looking this up.
Yeah. Or listen, maybe I can hear like the CEO if he's ever been on CNBC or something. But I think it's Oklo. Anyways, nice move down there for Oklo to end the day, but it still made brand new 52-week highs as the uranium space continues to obviously run hot. So that's a good one there, but down 5%, gives it all the way back. Watch out for this level tomorrow morning. I mean, it should be there, $63 and change, barring any news story overnight or in the morning. I think we'll see if that can hold out for Oklo.
It is Oklo. I looked it up.
It is.
So apparently it's named after a region in Gabon, which is a country in Africa. So I looked up how that was pronounced, and there is a correct pronunciation, of course, Oklo.
Good. Sometimes I'm
Good
right.
to know.
Yeah, all right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, good. The more you know, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, normally I'm not the one getting things right, but okay. There it goes, Oklo to the downside. It's like we always say Neo, even though it's Nio. I don't know.
Is it really Nio? I thought it was the opposite. That you guys were saying Nio, and then it was Neo, as I thought what it was.
Oh, maybe we're wrong on that one too. Okay, so the more you know, we'll figure that one out as well. But I do know that we say Mara when it's marathon. It should be Mara.
But it looks like Mara. I mean, Trump said that.
Man, is this show almost over yet? Yeah. We don't have any guests today on a Thursday.
No,
do we?
buddy,
We used to.
We're just
okay. We're just rambling on. Okay, good. All right. So SMR giving back a little bit. We're having some fun. NNE, SMR, all lower today, between 3 to 5% with Oklo as well downside. So and I think the quantum names actually wound up down as well. Yeah. So Rigetti Computers does make a nice move into $13 for sure, but that fade happened. That's for real. QBTS as well, down today. So all these kind of high flyers, and we'll go to IonQ, all these high flyers that were great the last few days, just cooling off a little bit today as we didn't get too many stories. Yesterday, of course, the hot story in quantum was from our boy Jensen talking about, you know, sort of early days and does believe in the space. But if you're going to look at IonQ, look at this, man. There. That's 3 days in a row in the pre-market or just off the open. We get those highs and then a flush. Today, same kind of thing. We make those highs into 41 and flush back down. We don't get to $43. IonQ, very, very interesting as well. Yeah, is it GIF or GIF?
I've always said GIF, but I also don't care that much. Same with caramel. I'll say it both ways. Scenario. A lot of words I'll say however I say it that day or that moment. And people say it wrong the next minute.
Yeah, I think scenario, I think that's just a matter of preference of how you want to pronounce it.
Right? But yeah, I think
right?
GIF or GIF. I think it's the same thing.
No, but I think there's a story about it. What is the right way? Okay, people are distracting me, man. Stop putting these random things in the chat. This is why I've been saying it for minutes, man. Brendan and I used to do the podcast.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was fun.
We could just bring back a podcast where I don't have to do anything like this, and we could just have some good fun and talk about fun little stupid things like that. Let's see some. You know what? Put some ones up in here if you guys want a podcast, all right? And then we'll figure that out because God knows we don't work enough around here. Okay, so there's Adobe 440. Bring it all the way back. I mean, I think it'd be fun if I could sit here and make fun of Sharif and Joe and all that kind of stuff, and I could do it off camera and into a podcast. I don't know. Maybe something there. Okay, so there's Adobe giving it all back now, coming back into the downside. Oh, it's interesting to see gold up today. So GLD, okay, so here we go. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat. There he is. Oh, Bob Badog. Are you the same guy that owns Bob Loblaws over there? Bob
oh my God, you've seen Arrested Development?
No.
Oh my God,
yeah,
that's reference Arrested Development. Yeah, like that. You don't want legal talk, you want blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, that's a great show. Anyway.
Yeah, and I was also saying, you know Loblaws here?
Yeah.
Yeah, CEO Bob.
Is his name actually Bob? Bob, blah, blah.
No,
my friend worked for the Loblaw head office at one point. Yeah.
It's not. Okay, so I mean, wouldn't that be hilarious if it is?
That'd be amazing.
If his name is Robert something, that'd be hilarious. No, it's Gail Weston and all that. It has nothing to do with, I'm just saying the CEO of Loblaws, if his name was Bob, then it would be Bob blah blah.
Yes. Then
he would sound a lot like me, just lobbing on. Okay, so gold near its all-time highs again, man, up to 314 and change. So there it goes, nice move there. We've always talked about buying some. The last dip was this. We haven't really gotten a dip into the 50-period moving average. But again, if you're going to hold gold for long term, does it really matter if you buy it at 314 or 300? Yeah, maybe it does. Gold generally doesn't move the way we've seen it move over the last couple years. It had definitely broken out. So GLD again, you know, the interesting thing for me, I'm waiting for Adara maybe to dig in more to, you mentioned Berkshire, maybe there's going to be
I couldn't find much.
Okay, yeah, so not much there, but this is what gold's been doing here on the weekly. Ever since we broke out, let's give us that day, March of 24. So you're just over 14, 15 months there on a breakout of gold. And since then, this is what the weekly looked like. Just super strong, no real pullbacks except for, again, what we had during April, as we did pull back into 292, which is what I just showed you. Now some upside moves there for gold, really breaking out. Gold's crazy cousin, shout out to Michael Noss, silver, thinking about the same kind of a break. It looks to me more like you had to almost be involved right here, but then you're going to run into here, which is pretty sloppy. So we'll take that most recent break. If you're going to put an anchor view up maybe somewhere, I'm not really sure where you'd put it on here. Maybe from that break. And right there, you still have to go all the way back to $27 now before you get some kind of a buy on that most recent break there. So yeah, silver's still making some moves higher right now for now. Okay, so that's gold, GDX. We did see, we could watch USO for United States oil. They had a decent day today, up 0.5%. OIH is the oil holders ETF. They were down. And then XLE, the oil services, they're up. So oil relatively flat today, but XLE trying to do the best here, make some moves back to the high side. We were buying some XLE, but we haven't put really any money into it for it to matter at all. Let's have a quick look. I mean, as far as we had the Jets ETF, unfortunately, we did have that sort of extremely sad story with Boeing as we had another crash there. I believe it was Air India, was it?
It was, yeah, Air India.
Okay, so that was bad. And Boeing there, I don't know. I hate talking about stock prices when we have, you know, there's deaths involved and everything like that, but it does hold $200. So we were under there in the pre-market. It looks like we don't want to crack through it. So right now, this is just a daily chart. Boeing looks like pretty healthy stock here around 200. For me, as an investor, I think it's early days on this story, obviously, as it just happened today. So I think you want to wait because it could have been driver error or some sort of failure with the plane. I don't know if it's enough. We didn't hear of Boeing planes being grounded or anything today. So I think we're okay. Was there any more on this story?
Well, I know Kelly Ortberg said that they're looking into it. They're willing to send personnel if needed. Sharif showed me the video, and Sharif and I were talking about it, and this is complete conjecture, but the way that it kind of floats and then falls, it seems like it's more of an engine issue or it's more of an internal issue. Again, Complete speculation, we will not know. But it's worth noting GE, who makes the engine, will be on watch from a stock perspective. Apparently, GE's already sent a team out to India, which I think is a little suspicious.
Okay.
They're trying to get ahead of it, but we're going to have to wait and find out what happens. Very big tragedy, and we do, wish sympathy for everyone. And we're
That's
here
the
for you.
engine, right? The GE
Yes.
in there. So okay.
And then
so.
Spirit Aerosystems also does some of their interiors.
Right.
And they're a supplier, but they have not much volume on that ever. SPR.
GE is sus. Says Juan Padilla. That's like what my kids say. I'm sus. Okay, you already did this board for us earlier, and you were right when it was completely mixed. And
Yeah,
I mean, today it looks very, very mixed to myself as well, as you get many Mag 7 names, half up, half down. Microsoft up 1.32%. Again, I didn't hear anything about any data outages on the Microsoft cloud side, so Azure, I guess, was probably okay today. But we did hear that Google had some issues. We saw Amazon had some issues, so Amazon will go out flat today, 0.2. Google will go out down 1%, so yuck on that front. NVIDIA and Broadcom upside with AMD downside off of their investor day, or it wasn't kind of an investor day, I guess.
Something, yeah.
They're announcing new products. We did see a collab with SMCI. We did see one with Oracle as well.
And Meta. XAI.
And Meta, right.
XAI, OpenAI.
Lots going through there. So AMD not well received today, down 2%. Some of the financials today, we got Berkshire. We talked about them hitting the 200 period moving average. Berkshire is really interesting to me. We'll go over that in a minute. There's GE down 2.5. I'm just trying to find names that are pointing out to me. Tesla 2.25 down. Oracle. What? Palantir was down? That's it. I'm out of here. No, Palantir down 1% today as well. The crazy thing about Palantir was it did actually hold near that 135. So just cannot believe sort of the extension here. Palantir going near the all-time highs, going to look to hold that. Oops, I need a day chart. I need a, let's go to a 5-minute chart here. Palantir there holds that 134.70 for Palantir. Very, very choppy. This is disastrous for a trader like me because it kind of breaks, wicks higher, then comes back in. So you know what happens on that because you put your stop orders in and whap, you get stopped out and then whoops, down. So, okay, I'm short here against 136.50. Oh, yeah, it prints to 136.59 and then drops $1. Yeah.
So
I didn't have that trade, but
lately.
Pretty shaky right now.
So
Let me check out on GameStop here, just what's been happening in the after hours. So GameStop again today looks like downside move. We had that report, 1.75 billion of convertible notes, probably going to just drop into Bitcoin. But again, if Bitcoin's going to be down and they're buying now, not great. But GameStop, they did have an EPS beat, but lower sales. This stock is in trouble for sure. But you can see the earnings per share, 17 cents. So they are actually making money. Short float of 12%. Very interesting how it was pushed down all day until it wasn't, and then you get that pop. Let's see if we do get GameStop tomorrow. I think it'll be on their watch list. Maybe not. Who knows? Adair builds it.
I'll find out tomorrow morning.
We'll see. Thank you, John Van Sauer, saying great show from us today. So great job, Adair. He probably means you, not me. So
I think he means.
okay, whatever. Probably not. But okay, there it goes. Let's have a quick little look. So self-deprecating. All right, Bitcoin is actually going to the downside right now. So 106. Don't tell Joe. He's always so sensitive to the price here. But there it is. I actually got filled. So we actually bought some more at 108 overnight. So yeah, is it nice? We got filled.
Lows.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's quite clear to me that we're going to have to look at, I don't want to say it's quite clear to me that we're going to look here, but $100,000. We came back in, we bounced off of that, we went back up, tried to make new highs again. So that's a 10% swing there in 4 days. We'll see if it comes back in and test that one more time. I think a healthy retest and a hold means we do break. So we'll wait to see if that does happen. QBTS, Boston Frank, up 1,200% in a year. Yes, that's right. QBTS was a $1 stock, and now it's 40. So here's QBTS. This is why I think you always want to say what's next, right? You always want to try to figure out what the hot sort of areas are. It's why I did feel pretty strongly about Palantir. I knew big data, and we had talked about Palantir when it was sort of came out as a direct listed stock, came out at $9, made its way to 40, came back in, printed 7, and now we know Palantir is 135. Here's Quantum right here, 70 cents. Like if you go all the way back to where we were a year ago in June, that is $1.03, and we get as low as 78 cents, it looks like in August, for QBTS. There's no reverse splits. There's no nothing.
Wow.
Earnings per share, unexisting right now, minus 2 cents. So you go from 70 cents up to $16 on QBTS, and you do get that. And it's not that this is alone, man. Rigetti's the same. Rigetti's something very, very similar as you go from, again, 80 cents up to $20 for Rigetti. So Rigetti actually would have been better at its peak than QBTS. And they're all like this, man. Oklo, OKLO. I just want to see what that's, yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to September, this was $5 Adara, up to 65. So you put a 10xer on that one as well. So shout out to traders of Oklo.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve Gomez really killed it with that call because I was thinking, like, I don't know if it's going to go up. We had the offering. We saw what happened to GameStop in the offering. And
remember, it still closed down 5%, right?
That's true, too, but it did have, like, that bounce, right? Because it's like,
yeah,
like trying to get people out of their short, I guess.
And we are shouting out Steve Gomez. We did talk about that.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't remember.
So that was a good one. But again, it makes all-time highs and then goes, nope, all the way back in. All right, we're not ignoring the earnings. So let's go over that real quick. So Adobe, for some reason, as soon as they report, man, they rocket up to 446. Adara's going to go over the earnings in just 1 second with us. So Adobe, 446, nice move there. Now down 1%. So nothing burger right now for Adobe, but it was decent numbers on their daily. You know, you're always trying to maybe buy something at the 50-period moving average. I'd be nervous about this stock if I was a shareholder just because of AI, but I did get out of Google because I was nervous about the search aspect, and it's just been going up since then. So maybe where there's fear, there should actually be greed. So we'll wait to see if there is an opportunity to buy some Adobe. But what did those numbers look like anyways, Adara?
So these numbers were actually very strong, Sean. I did not see a miss anywhere or a year-over-year decline. They had Q2 earnings of $5.06 per share versus $4.96 expected. That's a beat. Sales, $5.87 billion. That is record quarterly revenue for the company, up 11% year over year, and exceeding estimates of $5.79 billion. Their digital media revenue up 11% as well. Digital experience revenue up 10% as well. Every segment I saw, revenue up ballpark 10% year over year. Their Q3 guidance for EPS and sales, both above estimates. Their fiscal 2025 guidance, they raised for EPS and for sales, and of course, both these raises above estimates. So I think this is, like, honestly, Sean, the definition of beat and raise for Adobe. RH was a bit more mixed. They did miss here on revenue, though it was up year over year. They did beat on sales. They're guiding 8 to 10% Q2 revenue growth. They actually included tariff impact in their guidance, and 10% to 13% revenue growth they're expecting for fiscal 2025.
All right, what's up, Adam DeLuz? I do not have a day off tomorrow, so shout out. Thank you so much for wishing me a day off. I'm going to be coming back and destroying these markets. Watch, tomorrow's going to be a good day, I promise you that, but right now it's a roll call. Did I say I had a day off? I think I was just jokingly coughing around here and pretending that I had tomorrow off, but I do not. We hope Neil gets well soon, and I haven't heard anything from him, but he'll be messaging Obi and whatnot to see if Obi can come in for Neil tomorrow. So no matter what, we have coverage tomorrow, and we do hope that Neil's back. So hopefully he's back tomorrow, because he's going to do the recap show if he's here. If not, I think it's going to have to be Joe or Sharif, because I am booked one more time for tomorrow night. So, all right, roll call time. They already hit the roll call thing, I must have. Let's see who's still here. Adam says, have a great day tomorrow. You too, Adam. I'll see you live here tomorrow. Thank you so much to Boot Burner. Tia, thank you so much. You're always here. Thank you for the support. Mr. Thumbs Up. Benetta's here. Yummy Thai food. Yeah, yummy for sure. It was Thai basil beef. It was not chili.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Remember last week when it was supposed to be Thai basil beef and it was chili?
Yeah.
So, switcheroo.
Yep.
Chuck of all trades, Indecisive Candles here as well. Go Bills Mafia, what's up? Rajesh is here as well. Monty G, Joseph, Coolman is here. Ronnie R, thank you. Over 3,200 of you stayed late with us, that's great. WDFF0020, what's up? Dinkelberg, what's up, Dinkelberg? Yeah, hand sanitize, yeah, maybe a good idea. Hey, there's a hand sanitizer little emoji, that's cool. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. So what's up to Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. The Pope is from Chicago, and he's a Chicago White Sox fan.
Oh.
So for me, for you, Adara, thank you for all of the super chats, or for all the super chats for sure, and all of the highs to everybody. Roll call. It's 4:32. We got a roll call out of here. All right. So I was gonna say, what's your favorite baseball team, but I don't know.
I don't like.
So this is just, what's your favorite sport to play?
To play, I mean, I did track, so I'm gonna say like running Also, Lutnick here, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick saying that the China tariff pause likely will not be extended. So who knew we needed more news to end the day?
Do you still do speed walking?
I know
you
speed walk everywhere.
Right. But like training or anything?
I mean, I don't formally train. I feel like I'm training everywhere I walk, truthfully, because that was actually like it's a sport. But yeah, I work out still regularly. But yeah, what's your favorite sport?
My favorite sport to play by far is baseball. I love playing baseball. I coach it.
Like
I do that.
To play.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of intricacies in there as well. My favorite sport to watch though is hockey. So especially since my daughter started playing it, it's really, I love watching her. But I get really nervous because hockey still is a pretty dangerous sport. Although
like probably hockey,
at
football.
her age, there's no hitting, but you could still lose an edge and go right into the boards. A girl, not on her team, but on a team, she plays AA, but it was a team lower. She lost her edge going into the boards on her skate and broke her arm.
That's not
like just
what
going into the boards like that and snap. Chat. Okay, 4:34. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, look, I know I'll be back here tomorrow. I hope Fabian will. I know he's not feeling too well. Neither is Ramin. But to those two, get well, hopefully, and get well to Neil as well. I'm sure Dara will be here.
I will.
And Joe and Sharif. So, and maybe Obi. For everybody today, thank you so much for staying late with us. That's Adara. I'm Sean. And for now, ciao.